I don't know how I'm here. The sunlight is turned to gray, and I feel like I'm losing love again. I don't know how I'm here. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need. And it's you that I wanna need. And I know now we're getting older. The world we built is slipping through our fingers. We're running out of time. But you are the one I've chosen. And I won't lay still, living left behind, imprisoned by this love. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking now. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking now. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving.
All right, that's enough of that. There we go. Finally, mate, you can unmute. Let's do this. Let's get this underway.
All right, let's go.
G'day, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Reflex AU Dual Season Champs. It's been hectic. It's been a really sick couple of weeks as we've seen a load of Australian duelists come in and try and do their best over the course of 4 mid-weekly cups. But we're now here at the culmination of that. We're seeing the top 8 duelists in Australia and New Zealand dueling for the first prize pool, the total prize pool of $270. You'll notice in the Twitch description, there's all the links to bracket information, that sort of thing. It's all there. And if you would like to place wagers, we have something really unique and cool.
I have just linked that in the chat, CTK. It's like I read your mind.
Something brand new for the boys. It's a points betting system where you guys can hoon out for some imaginary money. And Dak was joking about throwing for some imaginary money, but it won't come to that. Reflex isn't a really sport yet.
It's not a really sport. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. It's good to see we're in tune today, ZTK. We've already been casting some Counter-Strike this morning, unfortunately, but we're here playing a real game now, playing some real Reflex, some fast action. I haven't been this excited to cast Reflex for a while. Just something about casting Counter-Strikes made me so ready for this. Hello, people. I'm Phylum, by the way. I don't think ZTK introed me. But it was good. It was a good intro.
Sorry,
It's
yeah.
alright.
And I'm ZTK. So yeah, g'day guys. I pulled up the bracket for you guys to take a look. We can take a look. We can see Ultra and Cerno playing off the first match. Dorinos and Stral, Matt and Profanum, and Dakra and Q-Hat. And what we're actually going to do right now is go right into the game, where Dakra and Stral will be our first match of the game, and we'll be seeing them do their vetoes.
Dorinos and Stral.
Dorinos, is that it?
Yep, it's Dorinos and Stral.
Not Dorinos? That's...
Oh, I don't know. It's one or the other. But, Dakra down playing Q-Hat. Matt and Profanum matching up. That could potentially have some upsets, but I don't see Matt taking, 2 maps off of Profanum. And the other, Ultra and Sterno should be fairly clean cut. For people who maybe haven't watched these cups, Ultra's been in his usual form. He's usually our big winner here in Australian competitions. And Profanum always comes second or third. Ultra's been looking good, but last week he didn't look quite as invincible. Q-Hat has really come in strong. He's got quite a low seed because he only played in 2 cups, I think.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Q-Hat, he's got a good background. Sono actually did a fantastic write-up of all these players, but Q-Hat, he's coming in from Tribes and Quake for a really long time. He's also known as Samatir. And yeah, he's just got so much experience. He was really great at the end of CPMA. He has amazing aim, pretty good movement, and just a great sense of, where to be on the map and what to do.
So we are seeing the videos come out, and I mean, Straw banning Quickfire and Dorino's banning Airwalk. That's expected, I think. Dorino's going to nerf Strahl by banning the CPM maps.
Yep. Well, Strahl, he can beat anyone in this competition on Airwalk, as we've seen in the last 4 weeks. It's been really crazy. And so Ruin first. This is actually an interesting pick from Dorinos, because this is a map Strahl has been practicing so much.
Green models? Ah, jeez. There we are. Thank God.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, unfortunately you can't force model colors yet, so I've got to ask these guys to just cooperate and make this nice and easy for the people watching the stream.
Or, if you maybe want to watch this VOD, shout out to you guys in the future. Or alternatively, if you're watching by the demo and you're not going to hear our voices at all, always nice to have the models nice and visible.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is a map Strahl's been putting a lot of time into. I mean, his real home, of course, is Aerowalk, but he decided to try and learn some other maps, I think, for these comps. Dorinos must be feeling really confident, or he doesn't know that Strahl's been practicing a lot. If that's the case, he could be in a bit of trouble, because then Strahl picking Furnace, he must think that he's going to do well there. So yeah, this is actually going to be a risky set for Dorinos now, with this as the first map. And that's good, because I put quite a bit of money on Strahl winning this. Fake money. Fake
of course,
money.
always
fake
fake
betting
money.
here today, guys. I think we're calling them silver stakes.
Silver stakes, the stake gun recently re-added into the game.
With a bullshit 110 damage, but that's, yeah.
Hey, look, man.
They're still balancing it.
Smile Scythe actually re-released this map. It was like a dual map that's really based around using the stake gun to get everywhere.
That's really cool, yeah.
Pretty sick.
I really do like the idea, and I like it as a utility. It just needs a bit of tweaking in its current form, I've found. But yeah, I don't know, people in chat, I'm assuming we've mostly got Reflex players here watching Reflex. If any of the blokes coming from CPMA are tuning in, thank you very much. Coming from Counter-Strike rather, wrong game starting with the letter C. It's been a long day. But yeah, if there are any of the Counter-Strike blokes who stuck around, check this out. Thank you very much.
Honestly, even the Diabolical guys, shoutouts to Frank Z, the Discord that really makes you want to, it makes you feel emotion, So, you've got a couple of guys in from there too.
Awesome, yeah, the
Swags is cool.
Guy.
So yeah,
Yeah,
get it,
he's been a cool guy. He's given me some tips on casting Counter-Strike. Alright, not wasting any time getting to this first map. It's Dorinos' pick. He's picking it into Strahl, so he's got to be feeling pretty confident. So let's watch him off this first spawn. See how it goes for him. And I tend to like this spawn because you get the LG, right? And with the LG you can do a lot. Oh, but Strahl plays that so well. Really fast movement out of that first red armor pickup. He probably did that fancy little double jump off of the roof. He just got to that position so fast and absolutely dominated Dorinos with that damage.
Yeah, and as we
Dorinos now, yeah, he's going to be on the back foot immediately. And yeah, I think he's smart to not go in too hot and heavy for this RA. He's kind of playing it back, looking for this peak damage, and well, yeah, he's just sticking to these positions where he can kind of get away from these situations if Strahl's in a good position to deal damage. Strahl in position on this way as well, and even if Dorinos dealt the damage, there was no real point because Strahl was just going to stack right back up.
It's alright though. Strahl and Dorino's deciding to take out this duel. Of course, the red armor is now up, and they both know it. They're both so low too. Dorino's actually forfeiting it to try and stay alive a little bit better, which against Strahl's railgun I think is really smart. But it doesn't really give him any real advantage.
Strahl actually fought before that red armor so that he would stack back up after the fight, and that's really coming into play here. Dorinos walked away from that fight so low. Strahl able to stack back up, and that is a beautiful double back. Really clean frag. Strahl though actually missing a few of these railguns so far this game, what I would consider some easy shots for him. That could be important as we go on here.
Right, so Dorino's now with an opportunity to maybe grab this red, but Strahl's coming in hot and hard here. Alright, he manages to escape with it, and a solid rocket bounce now. Okay, this is Dorino's chance here. Done some really good damage to Stral. He's not really going to be able to heal up until... You can see only one of those 25s is actually up, so this big fight coming out here. I don't know, I feel like if he actually aggressed there, he would have been in a much better position than he is now. It's just given a chance for Stral to recover and grab that yellow, I guess. But here we are, another fight coming out. The Rockets... Yeah.
Rhinus grabbed the yellow as well, and he was actually in position on the Red Armor side of the map. The problem is, yeah, dropping down there, they were equal stack. I think Rhinus tried to bully, kind of like, you know, he had an advantage there, but yeah, like you said, you know, he didn't press the issue, so Stral able to stack back up as well. And now Stral picking up that red and the mega off of that, he is looking scary. he is an absolute monster. And Rhinus, I mean, you know, he's definitely going to give up a frag here. He's bound to give up another pretty soon, like off of this spawn. There's not a whole heap he can do. Stral has to be mindful that red armor is up.
Of course, it will be the mega yellow, but I mean, I don't think Dorinos knows this. Surely he must now, but yeah, 2 HP. What are you going to do?
Yeah, he's dead whatever he gets. If he can deny a YA, that's pretty good, and he's probably going to spawn now on the other YA. And yeah, there's the pickup, but Stral was in the perfect position there to do the damage. He gets the exit catch with the OG. You know, and Dorinos almost immediately losing all of that armor. He's done 24 points. So Stral just really playing dominant damage here. He knows how to make sure that Stral isn't getting away with this. Apart from that one red armor he gave up, he's just been really, really great.
Yeah, he's definitely doing adequately, I guess, coming against someone as aggressive as Stral. It's decent, you know. But yeah, here we go. Oh, Stral with a decent rail as he drops down. So, I mean, Dorinos really needs to try and make something happen here. How would you go about that? You know.
He's got to find the exit damage off of a red armor, or he's got to catch. It's a kind of specific situation, I think, on this map where like you take a red armor, you go to a YA, and you make sure that you kind of deal a lot of damage to your opponent as they're taking a YA, and then go to RA and just hope you win the fight, and just make sure you have superior fighting. That's always really hard against Stral though, because he is just such a strong aimer, he's so good at combat. He knows exactly how to abuse his positions to get maximum damage off, and that makes him really, really, really hard to play against. Rhino's kind of unfortunate there. His rocket got eaten by the Great. He does get away, which is lucky. And he should be able to use this position here to get some damage off. He uses the rail though, and that means that when it misses, he has nothing to fall back on, as he just gets shafted down by Stral.
Yeah, this is brutal. Stral just playing his like position so correctly. He's always able to cycle the stack. It's like, okay, Dorinos has opportunities, but when he actually gets the items, Stral's just wailing on him. You know, rockets and ion galore, right?
This is definitely a benefit of the kind of like control that Stral has. He's making a lot of his opportunities to do this damage.
The jump pad, probably not the best position to be in there, just free damage from Stral as well. There we go.
And yeah, the red armor's coming up, but Dorinos, I don't know if he didn't know it was up or he knew that he didn't have the time to get it, but he does decide to back away, which works out well for him, honestly, because staying there was a death sentence. And he's got some stack now, and he's in a position where it's hard for Stral to push in. And he hits that rail. Really bad that he takes that one. He definitely needs to be in a position of hitting rails rather than taking them, but he has got Stral down very, very low here. Yeah, Stral just still aggressive in the middle of the map, despite taking all that damage. It's going to give the red armor away to Dorinos, and so Dorinos with some opportunity here.
Yeah, I think it's his first real opportunity of the game. His first frag for sure. You know, 5.5 minutes in. But here we go. This really tight duel coming out. Playing around the stead. That's pretty cool from Stral being able to survive that long. But it's tough. I mean, Dorinos is in the perfect rail angle here to make something happen. Oh.
That's really unfortunate that he misses that jump. That could have been a big opportunity to kind of catch Stral off guard and then fall back onto the red armor. But yeah, just not getting up there in time. Pick up the Mega as well. He's looking pretty good for stack. He'll win the fight. That railgun from Stral does a lot to equalize them, but Dorinos still has a big health advantage. He really needs to close in these frags. You know, he's only got 3.5 minutes to pull this game around. And that time can really come into play, especially Stral's positioning. Like I said before, you know, he's gonna maximize his damage from a position, so every time you try and push him, you're gonna take a lot of damage. You know, you either need to catch him when he's doing something silly and really abuse that, or or you're not gonna make these frags up at all.
I mean, we're in a similar scenario as he was to the last Armor Cycle here, with Duno's trying to get some rail angles off, but he's not really going to connect anything, and oh,
Yeah, now
jeez.
there's a problem getting to the red.
Yeah.
It's Dorinos, he had to move fast there to get to the red, and Strahl really abused that he knew Dorinos had to like really commit to his movement there, and that just made Dorinos too predictable. So Strahl pulling this lead back out to 8 frags. Dorinos with the melee off the spawn. He looks like a broken man, ZTK.
Yeah. I mean, okay, he's getting these frags, but with 9 health to go, and you know, Strauss is going to trade it right back. It's definitely not looking like this map will go Dorinos' way, which is unfortunate. But
Yeah, this was Dorinos' pick as well.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we brought it up last week. Like, Strauss was playing a lot of Ruin, right?
Yeah,
So-
no, he's been practicing this. So I don't know why this was Dorinos' pick. I think this is going to cost him a lot.
He's definitely shown himself up, though, that the practice has worked. And
Yeah, no, I'm really impressed. I mean, Strahl's looking as good as, you know, Matt, or maybe not Ultra. I mean, Ultra's play on this map, we saw last week.
just
And
made you
maybe,
want to
like,
cry.
the other weeks. But yeah, he's just so dominant, so, like, he looks unbeatable, basically. He does everything Matt does, but aims better, and just, it's really insane. But yeah, I would favor Strahl to take this map off of anyone except, I guess, Ultra. If he can play it like this.
I mean, of course, we look towards the next map in the series. I think, yeah, it's Furnace, right? So, I mean, Dorinos, if he's managed to get a couple of kills here and chain them together pretty decently, Strahl's not really given him any room to do so, though. But, I mean, it's Furnace, right? Like, he could chain it together and he can really bring it right back immediately off a death or something. So, I don't know, maybe that could lend it better to Dorinos if he wants to go with a really fast pace. It's whether or not, like, Strahl's going to let him set the pace, right? And, you know, Strahl definitely hasn't here. He's taken this map and you know, his control. He said, this is how I'm going to play it.
Yeah, it'll take a lot of confidence for Dorinos to play a fast-paced Furnace against Strahl. You know, Strahl just such a strong gamer, so good at combat. I don't know if Dorinos has the skill to make it work, but yeah, I think it is his best shot. If he lets Strahl, you know, play a slower game, take real control of the positions and the angles on the map, that's when it's really going to snowball.
So yeah, the last 30 seconds, I'm pretty sure it's basically dead time at this point.
There's still time.
Ah, God.
There's no time left.
Dorinos, of course, looking to get the final frag in some cool fashion, you know, and have that as slight consolation coming into the next, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's always good, really, like if you're playing in a competition game. Well, it depends on the person, really, in the situation, but I always like to try and get some fun frags, you know, just make sure I'm feeling good, aiming fairly well, before you go into the next map. And yeah, Dorinos has gotten some of these alright frags.
There we go, guys.
Thanks,
First map. Jeez.
Yeah. We just got a bit of a ping on the Reflex server, which is cool.
Cool, yeah. Shout out to Monster for
Alright,
that.
yeah. Yeah, so thanks to everyone, by the way, that's tuning in. It's going to be a great cup. That was an exciting first map, a really, really dominant showing from Strahl, and I'm excited to see how this next map goes.
I'm going to find out how Dorinos wants his name pronounced.
I think I kind of swapped halfway through that map.
I feel like you've literally made Dorinos a thing just for this game. Like
Doritos. We could just go with that.
Dorinos, there we go. Alright,
Dorinos.
sick.
Doritos. That's a good spelling. Cool, yeah. Okay, well that's good to know. So yeah, and Strahl, this was actually Strahl's pick, so I don't know if he's been practicing this one as well, or if he just thinks it's maybe just a bit more of an even map, kind of like a small fast map. Maybe some you know, error walk or toxicity-ish qualities to it.
Yeah, I think it would definitely lend itself to Strahl's playstyle, for sure. So
Yeah, well, and he's showing off some movement there. I think he definitely has been practicing, but one of the interesting things about this map is how scary the yellow armor cycles can be. Like, you can really easily get a string of spawns where you just can't get any armor at all, where it's basically impossible. Or you're in a situation where you can take a YA, but you'll like 90% die for it. So yeah, I think in some ways you can get a bit unlucky if you're smart, and I've seen Matt do this to me and others. You can kind of force those situations. But I think Stral's definitely going to just focus more on the damage dueling. You can do a lot of damage at every item pickup on this map, and you know that's where the game gets kind of dangerous.
Cool, but here we are going into the game, of course. Countdown is taking, and we'll be following Stral. Yeah, following him off the spawn. He gets a really good iron cannon spawn. He's actually going to be able to grab red as well, so he's in a really good spot. He's got all 3 major weapons, and oh, until he had that direct rocket, he was stacked as, but okay, well, Dorino's not actually able to find any armor whatsoever, so a pretty shoddy spot for him to be in, I guess.
Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah, just a weird start. I think he kind of stuck around and hit that rocket, but at the cost of not picking anything up. He does get it now, though, and he's in a good position to damage this RA. Stral, with the smooth movement out, though, just manages to avoid all of that. And now Dorinos caught in a fairly awkward place. Thankfully, Stral won't be there to punish, so he gets away with a YA. This is a pretty good start from what could have been a bit of a disaster.
Cool, and yeah, Dorino's just trying to steal this red. Sorry, Mega, jeez. Does get bounced about a bit, but
yeah, and that's really weird. I mean,
that was a zany situation. Like, flashed me back to Overwatch there. Just a brief second of not knowing what was going on at all.
Alright, nothing up on the map now. Stral with a big armor advantage. I think Dorinos is right to push here and put this pressure down. Because yeah, now Stral, even though he still has this red armor, great flick rail there. Dorinos sadly can't match that one. But he still doesn't. Oh my god, I couldn't even see Dorinos on my screen there. Stral, fantastic aim, just a complete pixel rail. And that's going to win him the lead.
Jeez. Dorino, they're able to grab that Mega. That's in a decent... I mean, he's now in a decent spot, actually. Jeez, he's going to be able to come and pick up this yellow, which is really good for him. I mean, any item is going to be good for him at this point. So, yeah, he only finds himself 1 frag down, and so it really comes down to, you know, how these exchanges go. But unfortunately, Strauss managed to actually take this and make it a really slow game. Have you noticed? Like, it's not been a fast-paced thing. Both of these players so low right now, 6 HP on Stral.
Yeah, that was crazy, because Dorinos actually had a very slight stack advantage coming into that fight, but Stral's dodging was just really great. And his timing of that Mega, you know, I think he's doing it. I think he's actually timing the Mega health.
I feel that's a pretty big call to make, bro. I'm not gonna say anything about that.
He's had a pretty good sense of when it would be up, and if nothing else, that's just a sure sign that he's been playing a lot. There might be a bit of a scrap coming to this RA. He just kind of walks into a rocket.
There we go. Stral with the big sack advantage on the chase, of course. Oh, that would have been pretty cheeky, but look, Dorino's using the movement effectively to juke around Stral's rockets.
Yeah, basically Dorino shouldn't get away from being caught on the railgun platform like that, but just somehow he does.
So once again, both of these players are in this railable scenario, but it looks to be like Stral will be... Okay, Mega and Red both up at the same time, so they could split it, or Dorino's could just...
It's a weird decision from Dorinos, because
Yeah.
that just gives away the red. Like, he gets about 50 points of damage out, maybe. Like, I think 50 is optimistic, but then Stral just gets red for free. So, you know, not the best decision there. I think his item awareness letting him down. And just how to split himself between these items and put Stral in these hard situations. Because that's kind of the thing. The important thing about having items up at the same time, like especially Red and Mega, is that you force your opponent into an awkward situation where they have to choose, and you can take advantage of that if they want to get greedy or something. Dorinos not really able to do that, but he is able to hit some strong exit damage onto this red, meaning that it's not worth Stral's while at all going for it.
Dorino's really low on health here, so he's... Okay, he's able to grab Mega. Sorry, Stral's able to grab Mega, and that really puts Dorino's in a really shitty position in terms of HP. All the items are going to come up really soon. The plasma gun yellow is, and I guess that'll be where the next fight is at, or he can let... Yeah, okay, so Strauss going to let Dorino's get that in exchange for the red, right? But Dorino's really needs to find himself a position where he can assert from, and I guess the best place to do that, or the best place to start and be able to do that is to get some health on the board. And yeah, I mean, Stroud just picking up everything right now.
Yeah, he's really been dominant in picking up these items. His timing lets him down a little bit here. He knows Mega's up, but he can't quite get there in time. Dorinos a little bit bold, trying to peek around that corner again. And that's going to mean the Mega's basically worn off already. You know, he doesn't get much advantage in taking it, but he does deny it from Stroll. Stroll's in a good position here to get this YA regardless of what happens in the next fight. So this is actually somewhere Stroll can start to put some pressure down, and Dorinos caught out. I didn't even realize Dorinos was there. Kind of a weird place to be. Oh, that's a dangerous drop from Dorinos. I think he's very lucky to not eat worse shaft from Stroll. But now it's Stroll with this good cycle, picking up Mega onto picking up Red onto Mega.
Yeah. Look, here we are. Dorino's, he's not got much in terms of health or armor. Stroll really on the chase once again. This game with, like, you know, the edge of his life there, just clinging on, I guess. But
yeah,
wow.
I mean, Stroll getting really low off of that encounter. Like, he spent all of his armor. Oh no, this is Dorinos getting caught out finally. You know, Stroll only with a 3-0 lead, but he's just been dominant this entire map. It's really crazy. Like, and you know, Stroll, he isn't taking any huge risks. And similarly, Dorinos is doing a lot to make sure he's not giving up frags easily. Here he just kind of dives on a YA though. But yeah, it's linked to a really slow map, and I think Stroll, kind of now that he's broken Dorinos a bit, you know, he can start to really assert himself on his YAs a bit more, and maybe start to try and get a cycle on them. Oh no, Dorinos. Really dangerous jump. He did not expect Stroll to be there. But if Stroll starts to cycle these YAs, this is when he starts to extend his lead. Because a 3-0 lead here, you know, if you get one frag, Stroll could have gotten some bad spawns and Dorinos could have pulled it back. But if Stroll starts to get a cycle on these YAs, then this could be the game drawing to an early close.
Yeah, it's definitely this whole map's actually been really weird as a spectator. I think this is the lowest scoring Furnace match that we've actually had in all of these in this dual season as a whole, right? Like 5 minutes at the 7-minute mark. That's sorry, 5-0 at the 7-minute mark. It's pretty crazy actually. Like Stroll's just taking this so slowly, but he's not giving Dorinos any freedom to work.
That even, you know, between all versions of Reflex that I've played, this is the lowest scoring comp game I've ever seen on Furnace. You know, it's insane. I think it is going to blow out towards the end a little bit more in Stroll's favor.
Yeah.
If it keeps going this way. I mean, he just has good positions here. You know, Dorinos gets this kind of spawn where he can't get a YA, but there's no YA for him to take. And now, oh no, he manages to get Mega and sneak back towards this YA. Okay. So this works out fairly well for him, but the problem is if he goes to the YA that's up, he takes damage. He does have a YA to back onto now, but Stroll has the other one in his back. So Stroll can take this fight basically for free, and actually both YAs are still up. Dorinos shouldn't have tried to take that fight without a YA on his back, but even if he had it, Stroll still had the advantage and a YA to pull on back to after that. So like, just a really, really hard situation once the map gets to this point.
Cool. Okay, just wondering what that beep was. It really threw me off for a second, but look, yeah, Stroll's just made it work over these past two maps. He's played this excellently, and he's actually turned into, I guess, one of my favorite players in this tournament. Seeing him play and go big on Airwalk, and now actually diversifying a little bit with Ruin and Furnace. It's a cool showing from the guy who I've, of course, you know, being new to the scene, I haven't actually spectated much. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking back to when I first started playing him in Reflex, and he would just like hit shots and only play arrow walk. And even when he started playing in this tournament, you know, 6 or 7 weeks ago, he was again kind of the same, just hit shots and play arrow walk. But seeing him, yeah, expand into these new apps, kind of expand his playstyle a little bit. Like it's still him, but he's just doing more of everything, I guess, and better of everything. I wonder if you can still bet on Stroll Dorinos. I wonder if that has been thought of by Matt.
Because I mean, this is the game that you actually stacked up on, right? You saw the odds and you thought, oh man, this is where it's at, right?
I said the odds for this match should have been like, you know, 90 to 10 Stroll to Dorinos, right? I thought there was no chance of Dorinos taking this. But Matt decided otherwise. He thought that Dorinos actually had a decent chance, depending on the maps that came out.
Well, I mean, we actually have Cricket in
Feels
chat, and he
higher,
said that Dorinos actually locked horns with Profanum on this match and actually beat Matt just very recently, right?
Wow.
So it's like yeah.
Well, but even still,
I mean,
one thing that's
games,
really
right?
hard to factor in. Well, practice games, but also tournament pressure. So yeah, I guess kind of like doing it in practice is very different to doing it in a tournament. Especially if Strauss wants to play like this. Yes, you know, Strauss could cause some upsets if he's playing this well, just like he did last week.
Yeah. Of course, the stakes have never really been higher in this dual series. Of course, first place prize is like 135, and I believe we're gonna get the hookups for an angry droid head as well.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I know, right?
we got
the Turbo Pixel handle up. So yeah, the winner of this, who knows? It could be Stroud, could be Dorinos. But yeah, guys, if you want to get in on these this virtual currency games, feel free, dude. I just get pinged for.
So yeah, Dorinos, he's not eliminated. He's still playing to see how he fares against this top 8. He's going to go down to our lower bracket, where he can play potentially all the way up and through, you know, back out onto the top. But
yeah, and of course it will actually be a best of 3 for the lower bracket. We've been able to expand it at the expense of, you know, bringing this out over 2 nights. So I've got the bracket up for you guys here. And yeah, the semifinals, the losers round 4, and the grand final, which is the best of 5, will all be played tomorrow night. Same time, same place. And yeah, it's gonna be great. It's already lit. It's gonna be like hella wavy or whatever word you want me to say to really get you guys going in chat.
whatever, yeah.
But yeah, so I believe the next game is going to be I'm gonna try and refresh the browser and see what happens.
Yeah,
but also input these results and yeah, okay, so wow, we've actually got the browser refresh right now. Strauss taking out the Dorinos 2-0 as we've just seen. Matt losing to Profanum, and Q-Hat 2-0ing Dakar as well. So Profanum and Q-Hat are actually going to be our next game. We're gonna go and watch them, and that's gonna be pretty sick, TBH. Cool. So hopefully they haven't started playing yet.
I'm back above starting balance.
Oh yeah.
I will be betting throughout this evening, trying to maximize my profits. So yeah, but yeah, we have Profanum Q-Hat and we have Strahl Ultra. So I think Profanum Q-Hat's the game to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really hyped to see these guys now, right? And then we can you know, maybe bust out Ultra a bit later on, because I mean, people are keen to see him as well. It's tough. It's tough who to spectate. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, there's so many options. Profanum and Q-Hat, you know, definitely fighting it out. I mean, Ultra, Profanum, and Q-Hat, any one of them can win on the day. I think Ultra's the favorite. I think it's hard to not see Ultra winning this, which would leave Q-Hat and Profanum to fight it out for 2nd and 3rd place. Profanum historically finishes 3rd in every Reflex Cup, so I think he has a lot to prove by finishing higher, you know, and he recently, unfortunately, got laid off from his job, but I think that's when he's had a bit more time to prepare and hasn't, like, rushed in here from work. Although he's still working, so I don't know.
Alright, cool.
Awesome. Okay, so we're just waiting on Sono and Ultra to finish up, and hopefully trying to track down Profanum and Q-Hat. I don't think...
I'm actually in their server right now, so I'll send you an invite. Where are you at? Phylum.
No, shit. I'm in.
Wicked. You should do that with the hack voice, you know. I mean, alright, so the maps look to be CPM 3A, Static Discharge, and Furnace. Any thoughts?
Good picks.
Yeah.
Like Q-Hat picking this over Profanum. Yeah, this is Q-Hat's map to win. Profanum picking Static. We've seen Q-Hat perform not quite as well on Static in the past few weeks, and Furnace is going to go off. So Q-Hat off the start on his map. CPM 3A. I mean, if Profanum can win this, that would be huge, because that would almost guarantee in the series, I think. And it's Q-Hat with the red armor spawn. That's definitely what you want on this map. You know, if you get the red armor, you're a happy boy. Profanum does a nice little jump there to get over to the mega health. And it's actually going to be a close range fight. That's interesting to see so early on. It definitely goes in the favor of Profanum. Q-Hat's going to be in a slightly awkward spot as Profanum hitting some absolutely sick rails, and I think it's going to be Profanum making the big plays onto the red armor. And yeah, he gets it. He gets away cleanly. So really, really nice turnaround of that start for Profanum, and it all comes down to how he exited that mega health teleporter. He took advantage of Q-Hat's movement mistake, and now with that rail, he's in a pretty good spot to get a frag and a second.
Yeah, definitely. Profana making the best of the inferior spawn there for sure. Oh, jeez, these rail exchanges are coming out. It will be a fight over the Mega, and I think Profana will be able to get it and kind of sneak it away. So the fight really will come out to how Profanum exits here. He does use the teleporter, and Q-Hat on the back foot. I don't think Profanum knew exactly where Q-Hat was coming out of that. So yeah, they're both playing it slow, waiting a bit, not really wanting to take a fight until the, I guess, red armor comes out. But it will be Q-Hat's rockets, and Profanum falling back with the ion cannon. Jeez, okay, so he manages to sneak it away. Q-Hat almost going down to the lava as well. That was a pretty devastating combo.
Q-Hat with his OG there got Profanum down to 7 HP. Profanum's stack just absolutely melted. I mean, it was insane how much damage came out in such a short space of time. Profanum, he's waiting around for that mega health, but as everyone knows, it's actually impossible to time, so he's actually a little bit off. And that's going to give Q-Hat position on the red. If Profanum had come barreling in there with the mega health, then he would have had no problem at all. Oh, that is such an important rocket to get though, because Q-Hat was going in for blood there. He was going for the kill. Profanum just totally shut that down.
Yeah, and the rocket full up too. It leaves Q-Hat in a position where he's only got 30 health. He'll go down to a couple of ticks of IC. You know, a single bolt, and there we go. Profanum actually taking it from him. So.
That is such a nice bolt to hit. Profanum showing us the lovely twitchy style we all know him for.
Yeah, but there we go. I mean, Q-Hat on the back foot. He's got absolutely no weapons to his name. This is going to be an easy follow-up kill for Profanum.
Yeah, that's
there
a nice start, going up 2-0. I mean, off of that spawn, you know, where he gets the RA, just absolutely huge for Profanum to be able to pick this up.
Oh jeez, and there we go. A follow-up from Q-Hat too. So these guys are close. It's all tightly contested. Oh jeez, okay. Q-Hat probably not going to want to push through that portal after him ever again. But yeah, leaving Q-Hat on what 14 HP. The Duel will be coming out here. It's a close range I see. And okay, Q-Hat misses the bolt, and as you've said, jeez, okay. You know, there's nothing to fall back on if you miss, and he actually does the first time. And it allows Profanum to get the frag, but he is so low right now.
Yeah, Q-Hat actually picking up that Mega in yellow is going to be fairly well stacked, and that OG in the back getting really scary for Profanum. But wow, and it is actually Q-Hat that pushes in and gets that frag. So, I mean, Q-Hat, you know, by no means a pushover just because he gives up the first 2 frags in the game, and 3.5 minutes in, this is still really wide open. Neither player yet kind of cementing any kind of control, just playing a lot of damage, playing a lot of positions. Q-Hat getting that red cleanly.
And look, we're actually seeing Profanum. He's unable to time Mega. It's impossible, showing he got there 18 seconds before it was actually possible. So, wow. I mean, Profanum was there for such a long time. I can understand Q-Hat not wanting to push into the trap though. Jeez. Oh my god, we actually have newborn in the chat. G'day, my dude.
Yeah, big shout outs. Haven't seen him around for a while, so that's cool.
Rad.
Profanum gets another fairly easy frag there, and got to be careful giving them these away. And another great rocket. You know, there's not much room to dodge on that little platform, and another fantastic direct rocket frag. So, wow, yeah, it's really going the way of Profanum here. And yeah, maybe all these people that bet on Profanum for the win are actually doing it right.
So here we have it. Profanum going over to his perspective, I guess. We'll see how he plays out the latter half, whether he can keep this dominance or not. And that's what it really has been. Jeez. We swap over to him. He does a flashy 180 rocket kill. But yeah. Jeez, just completed utter dominance. I mean, the first couple of minutes were really hotly contested between the two, but it's been the prof show ever since. Jeez. Q-Hat not really able to get himself in a position where he's able to get the stack and win the fight at the same time here. Jeez, but here we are. We've got a lot of items up on the map. Both Mega and Red, and we will be seeing the contention out here by the Ion Cannon stairs. So, Q-Hat eating a really brutal rocket there. Alright, but it's Profanum down to 6 HP, and with Q-Hat in the height advantage, it should be a chance for him to capitalize. but he will elect to grab the Mega instead. Oh,
Oh, and that
catch.
strong exit damage from Profanum. Just making sure he really punishes that red pickup, and now Q-Hat, the Mega pickup rather, because now Q-Hat has nothing to do at this red. The red pickup going over to Profanum, and Q-Hat gonna have to, well, he actually has both of these YAs fairly well under his thumb if he wants them. Profanum actually playing it fairly chilled out towards this Mega. You know, he has this
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. I can do maths. Sorry, just had to make sure of that one. Nice move from Profanum to get over onto that red. He's still going to be in a nice position for the Mega as well, because Q-Hat just can't move fast enough.
Cool, but here we have it. This engagement coming out, and it's tight. It's some real like amphi practice stuff from Q-Hat here on. Oh, geez, the catch up there. 48 HP, no armor. It's going to be tight, and it will go the way of Profanum in the end. This is a roller coaster,
Profanum
man.
actually hitting a higher LG percentage than Q-Hat, which is
we're gonna bring up the
really
stats.
uncharacteristic. But
Okay, by 1%.
yeah, but you don't get to say that very often.
Jeez.
Sorry, I just had to put some money in on bets there. Make sure I'm still maximizing my profits.
Honestly,
Q-Hat does go down yet again.
I'm really regretting the all-in on Q-Hat to win the thing right now.
You got to abuse the broken odds, like the like Strahl being undervalued.
Oh, jeez, and there we go. Q-Hat actually getting his first frag over the past couple of minutes. I think the latter half even.
But he's so weak, and
gone.
it's impossible to time Mega Health, so he goes down again. But now
that's
we're in
a
a
really-
scrappy situation.
Yeah, jeez, okay. Q-Hat will be able to grab red and...
Oh, don't
Oh,
say it
dude.
yet. Wait till he's actually got it, because he was so weak, and Profanum had that bolt.
Yeah, Profanum was so weak though as well. Profanum was on 6 health. Like,
Wow.
they were both tagged the heck down, you know? But here we go with the shotgun. It's pretty brutal. And yeah, I guess Profanum's now allowed to continue his reign of spawn frags, cycling around. Doing big damage. Now, with 2 minutes left, Q-Hack needs to make something change very quickly.
Yeah, it's hard to pick up 12 frags on this map against Profanum too, whose movement's just so good. And, you know, he'll punish any kind of over-aggression by just like stealing a red armor.
And here we go, another really tight fight here in the same room. Both of these guys going down low as again. Oh my god, Profanum's king with 4 HP. That's what these guys are doing. Like every engagement, they're escaping with literally like sub 10 HP. It's
There have been so many close engagements.
it's pretty
It
wavy.
just goes to show both these guys are really confident about their aiming. And yeah, Q-Hat putting a lot of pressure on this pickup from Profanum, but he can't hit his aim, which is again, you know, something you don't say about Q-Hat very often. Sorry, I'm just looking at a chat with Strahl here in the other window. Yeah, Profanum kind of gets away with murder there, stealing that red armor away at the last possible second.
Cool. And there we are. I mean, Q-Hat low again. Okay, no, he hits that rail, Profanum misses his. So, it's pretty tight though. They've only got 30 seconds, so, I mean, Q-Hat really needs to move fast, needs to get some health, but I mean, Profanum took those 225s by the elevator before, and he'll take those as well, so Q-Hat is really hurting now, and with 10 seconds left until the Mega, Profanum could even push in
shit,
here.
I
Nice
didn't mean
blind,
to do
dude. Yeah,
I didn't mean to do
cool.
that. I was trying to bet. It doesn't matter, there's no time anyway. Cool, okay, so yeah, that's map 1 going in the way of Profanum, and again, we're seeing this kind of thing where, you know, it's Q-Hat's pick, but Profanum just so strong here, and now going over into Profanum's pick, a map Q-Hat admittedly doesn't know very well or like. It's going to be really hard for Q-Hat to win this. By no means easy for Profanum to just like roll over him, but I'm expecting Profanum to pick this up here.
I mean, quoting you, right? Profanum breaks the movement when it comes to static, right? Because it's all so flat, and he's able to get these speed boosts from these really, you know, tiny ramps, and so, jeez, you know, it's fearsome. And going up against Q-Hat, who literally didn't know the map a week ago, you know.
Yeah.
So,
You're in the game here.
I am. My apologies. I was just so keen to get amongst, you know.
Oh, I know, it's so exciting.
But yeah, second map, of course, in the series. We have progressed. If you just tuned in, you missed a really sick showing from Stra versus Doritos. Going at 2-0. Of course, if you guys want to check out the bracket or the forum post for more information, I've been keeping it pretty well updated. It is in the description. So you can smash that. If you enjoy what we're doing, of course, you can smash that follow button. We cast this, we cast some Counter-Strike, and that's why we're messing things up with names and callouts, because we've been playing some really dumbed down video games recently. Need to renew my Mensa certificate with some sick direct rockets.
Yeah, pretty much. I had to like actually get into a game of Reflex. I haven't played for ages. Okay. So let's actually watch Q Hat off the start here, because I think this map could be very one-sided in favor of Profanum. So let's see what Q Hat wants to do, and actually, oh shit, he faces the wrong way. Profanum able to take full advantage of that. Usually the player diving on the red should get absolutely smashed by OG, and especially Q Hat I would expect to punish that, but Profanum just sneaks away with it.
Jeez, yeah, definitely not the best spot to be in. I was about to say, right? Like, you know, Q-Hat's got the LG, so who cares if Profanum has a stack? It's just more LG away, right? But I mean, Profanum just comes in with the bloody grenades and does work. So,
Well,
there we
but
go.
even, yeah, like, Profanum also already showing off his, like, spaceman movement. He just flies through the rooms. It's really crazy what he's able to do here. And yeah, nothing really on the map for Q-Hat right now. He's got to look for some damage, and I think he's smart to back away from here. Profanum could really easily have kind of baited him in towards this red armor. The RA pickup goes to Profanum. Q-Hat should have heard that, I believe. It's hard to tell with the new sound radius, but I'm pretty sure it should be heard. And he gets away, so that's what you need, right? You need to pick up way, and you need to hear RA so that you can figure out how you're going to play around it. You know, how you're going to take these positions. Q-Hat trying to bait Profanum down into the drop. Profanum goes for it, but narrowly misses Q-Hat's rocket. So Q-Hat actually not in the worst situation here. He puts the pressure on the RA, and holy shit,
Yeah.
that shaft damage. Oh my god, what is happening? Profanum, the RA just totally melted. Like, he had 5 RA left after that, and
Jeez.
presumably very low health.
Dude, I'm gonna actually send you something right now. I'm gonna send you the nameplates widget so you can take a look at the stack as it happens, right?
Oh, that would be pretty exciting.
But yeah, this game's been pretty brutal. I really like the way that Profanum's actually making use of this small corridor, like leading into red, the lower entrance into red with the plasma gun. He's just denying that so heavily, right? So every time Sono peeks it, he's eating like 50 damage at a time. It's totally denying an entrance into the red, and it allows Profanum basically a free cap unless, you know, Q-Hat decides to go like 60% LG or whatever he was busting out there.
Well, yeah, and we've seen what Q-Hat can do if he can get comfortable in that position, so Profanum really, really smart. Like, as you said, you know, just using the plasma gun, making sure that Q-Hat can't get there. Profanum just playing it quiet, waiting for the perfect moment to take these shots.
Cool, there we go. Hand it over to you, so yeah, just pop that on and it'll be real loopy. But I mean, this engagement's gone pretty well for Q-Hat very recently. They will be fighting over the Mega, and it's Profanum who's going to have a sliver of life. Q-Hat actually getting his first frag of the game.
Oh, Profanum's moving off the spawn though. He gets there so fast, so much faster than Q-Hat could have hoped. And yeah, I mean, even though Profanum has the RA, he isn't super stacked. You know, he did pick up that frag, but Q-Hat managed to get some damage down on the way. So coming into this RA, we're going to have a fairly even fight. And Q-Hat actually with a definite stack advantage.
Oh jeez,
Until he ate
then.
that rocket. Now Profanum just making such a huge opening for himself. He doesn't even need the opening. He just kills him. Fantastic play here from Profanum, and yeah, this is exciting to see because this is like final form Profanum. I think he's bringing it all. He's pulled out all the stops, ready for this cup.
He's obviously hit that you know, that perfect alcohol to sobriety you know, ratio,
The alcohol to blood
right?
ratio.
Because yeah, you know, like it's Profanum, right? He has to have something in his veins, but I feel like he's finally hit that perfect margin, you know, where he's not way too wavy. But you know,
Yeah,
he's
it's taken a few comps, but he's finally figuring it out. He's like Popeye, but he's like the Australian Popeye.
jeez. There we go. Q-Hat escaping with a fringe of his life, but he does have the frag as well, and oh, It's probably not the best occasion to face a shotgun or any real weapon when it's held in Profanum's hands.
Yeah, and when you're that low, anything will knock you down. Profanum gets himself the frag and the RA, and he can bully off of this YA as well and pick it up. He's gone all in with this commitment with his rockets. He does get the frag. That was a bit dicey there.
Yeah, I mean, Q had just steps off that 50 HP bubble, and that probably would have allowed him to secure it. Here we go, Q hat with the AWP. Yeah. Yeah, I still got it. So good.
They really changed it in the new sound update. You know, it sounds so different.
Honestly, bro, who cares? Like, this is where it's at, right? Like, all right, so, I mean, look, Q hat here. He's managed to grab the red, and it's a decent position, especially going against Profanum. He needs to stack up health though, and I think he could be in a decent position to win some engagements here. He just really needs some rockets to complete his main weapon set, but you know, Profanum
doesn't need rockets.
Yeah, no, you're right. Q hat's a hit scan king.
Yeah, his shaft, his rail, they're both just so good. Profanum showing us maybe why those rockets are powerful, with an amazing bounce through the force field there. That red force field, your damage goes through it, and you can bounce people through it. Apparently, I've never seen a bounce like that, through that little damage area. It's pretty crazy.
It'd have to be perfect, right? Like,
yeah, you couldn't get any higher than that.
No.
I'm doing a good job of waiting around for this red armor, just, you know, like, giving Q-Hat the opportunity to fall on his sword, basically, before he goes for the pickup. Q-Hat does get the Mega Health, though, and so now he's actually trying to put some pressure down on Profanum. Mega Health and Yellow, and Shaft. Like, the Shaft battle should go in the favor of Q-Hat.
Jeez, and there we go. Using the rail to finish it off, it's a nice combo. Profanum finally on the back foot, so it's look, there we go, the suicide, and Profanum doesn't really get a good spawn either to escape Q-Hat, so it's really going to be, this is his opportunity now. He's played it safe for 6 minutes, he's done some decent damage here, but now's where he can really chain together some frags. Oh, jeez, but where's Profanum's, is there a subset of Mensa, you know, for the super smart people? Because, I mean, Profanum's nade usage and his rocket usage has been impeccable, right? Like, he's projectile. He's the projectile master, and so, like, he needs to be recognized. Mensa isn't good enough for him. But, I mean, Q-Hat, the plebs are rising up, you know? Versus the Patrician. Dude, I fucking love this joke. It's so good. Here we go. The plebeians have uprised. Q-Hat managing to get that frag as well, and so it's really going to culminate with another battle over this red. And Profanum with the plasma gun.
Bring it down into these 4 frags. So this is really crazy that Q-Hat actually playing a much closer game on Profanum's back pick. Oh, and this is a dangerous fight for both players. Q-Hat stands to lose a lot of his stack. He manages not to. So that makes that a really clean pickup. Even Profanum with that Mega has nowhere to run. Just, you know, Q-Hat uses the momentum with his rockets there to push through.
I think Q-Hat, after being utterly embarrassed last week, rightly so, took the time out to really play this map a lot. And it's actually showing. Like, this is good. I mean, Profanum's god, right? Like, he knows this shit already. But, I mean, Q-Hat's made a marked improvement from before. And here we go. Escaping with another inch of his life just through movement, utilizing that teleporter correctly. Oh, dude.
Great catch. He used his movement there to catch Q-Hat in the worst possible spot. You know, coming up, like, up a step in a narrow doorway. There's nowhere worse you can be. Absolutely nothing Q-Hat could do as Profanum just hit 100% LG on him. Nowhere to go.
Jeez, and there we go. Q-Hat in the perfect position to get some more damage done, catching up Profanum. He doesn't really... Oh, dude, he doesn't have a railgun, though. And that could have upset his plans just a little bit, but it doesn't matter because, you know, Profanum just jumps into his ion anyway. And here we go.
And Profanum needs to be careful. You know, only 2 frags in this now. I mean, we're getting ready to potentially see a Q-Hat comeback.
Yeah, I mean, the clock is ticking, but probably not as fast as Profanum would like. And geez, here we go. Q-Hat with the amazing catch here. Oh, dude, the bouncers, though, are going to win it.
I honestly have no idea how that fight went in the favor of Profanum. It felt like Q-Hat's damage was so good, and Profanum actually able to push Q-Hat back off of that YA. That's going to do so much to slow him down. And I mean, nothing on the map, but Q-Hat with no stack to fight with, he decides to go for it. There's no way he can win this. He just tries to get whatever damage off he can and go for the exit as Profanum goes through the doorway, but Profanum's damage, I mean, he's not getting him pushed around, you know, he's not letting Q-Hat bully him here.
No, and I mean, Q-Hat with the suicide, that's not going to help him either, but oh, geez, okay, a decent rocket bounce will. This is definitely tight, and only with 30 seconds, Q-Hat needs to get things moving. Again, he needs to, you know, start up the motor, start cooking with some gas, and Profanum's playing this so excellently.
Shaft there, but 5 frags. I think we've crossed the margin where he can't do it anymore.
Jeez.
So that's gonna be it. That's gonna be 2-0 to Profanum against Q-Hat, and a very convincing looking 2-4. You know, Q-Hat did a lot to make this map close, but Profanum dominated the first half. You know, Q-Hat just couldn't make the comeback. A few silly little mistakes, I think, that cost him quite a lot. Profanum, he's turned it up to 11. You know, this is like I said, final form Profanum.
God. And what an impressive performance that was, hitting decent damage across the board. I mean, it was relatively even with Q-Hat, but I mean, look, it's a decent disparity in terms of red armor control as well. I mean, you can see Profanum got way more reds, way more megas than the other, and so, there we go, GG's.
That's
so,
nice.
of course, Q-Hat will now be dropping down to the lower bracket. I'll bring that up for you guys. I really hope it keeps, you know, refreshing and doing its thing. But, yeah, Ultra versus Stralin, the other game, it'll be interesting to see how that went.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for a report from that.
Might
can we
actually
catch the
still-
end of a lower bracket game while it's happening out?
I suppose we could, yeah, we'll see, I guess. Oh, jeez.
I'm just gonna poke my head into Matt and Darkra, see how that one's going along.
Go for it, dude.
And yeah, they're actually 4 minutes into a very close ruin where Darkra has a score advantage.
Alright, we're gonna hop on in.
He's also using a really gross model color that's a little bit hard to see.
Calling him out. That's a no-no, come on.
It's bad. I mean, Profanum did actually have his red sport model on there too.
I mean, that's alright. Who cares, man? Like, you know, that's fine. Jeez, okay, Matt with a solid rocket bounce there. But Dakra with the upper hand. Did you ever foresee that? I mean, I know Dakra's improved, but against Matt on Ruin, this is
yeah,
tight.
well, I always, whenever I talk about this map, I do tend to mention Matt and how good he is at cycling everything. Or, you know, yeah, I think, you know, every time we cast this map, I talk about Matt because I just have nightmares of playing him here, you know. The thing with Darkra is that he's kind of unpredictable. He can pull out these really crazy games, he can do some solid aiming, his aggression can be really hard to have an answer for, and if Matt is going to kind of mess up his aim like that, this is where Darkra can take advantages. Oh, red armor's up, Matt wants to cross for it, he's hungry for it, but he knows that Darkra's there to stand in his way. Matt, hopefully, hoping for some exit damage, it doesn't come out. He gets the mega, he's going to get another way here. He just needs to chill out, really. But, oh no, actually, he goes for the aggressive double back into the middle of the map. It's one nice rail, he can definitely hit a second or some shaft if Darkra decides to try and drop. Darkra getting the wave for free, Matt would love another rail, and the fact he doesn't get that one would mean that he couldn't stick around for the RA, but he delayed Darkra so long in the middle of the map there that he was able to get it. So that's really smart from Matt. Great use of his knowledge of the item times, and that's the kind of thing that Matt does that makes him really good at this map. And that sick flick ball. Darkra really on the back foot here, just trying to run away. He has quite a bit of YA, but he knows that in a fight he's going to be in such a bad spot. What? Oh. It just makes you want to cry, like, I don't know what just happened. Darkra did something crazy. He got past Matt at close range and just went off and got the red armor. I don't know, I feel like Matt did everything right there but still got punished for it. I mean, shit.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. Just so you guys know, of course, Ultra and Profanum find themselves in the upper bracket semi-final, right? And so they'll actually be playing tomorrow. That'll be the first game tomorrow that we'll see. And yeah, so that's pretty sick to see those guys on top. Definitely the long fabled top two on the Reflex scene. But I mean, going over to this game, Matt and Dakra just really exchanging damage evenly here. Wow, really evenly. But it will be
Darkra.
yeah.
gets Matt quite low, but they're able to split red and mega. In this case, it goes a lot better for Matt because the Darker of the mega basically just, helps him recover from 14 HP. It's a strong bolt to hit. Matt, he has no HP to play with actually, and there's no bubbles here up either. Oh no, they do just come up at the perfect time. That's my bad.
Cool, and he is able to eventually grab that 50, and the fight will come out over red.
Matt
Matt.
needs to push, but Dakra just hits the stronger shaft there, and that's honestly a situation where Matt can just stick to shaft off the start. I think just judging from how the stacks were, but his kind of indecision. He's trying to use rockets and some strong shaft from Dakra. I just made that really, really hard. Dakra hitting a solid 30% ion. He hit more in that one fight just then, but 30% for Reflex is pretty good. Matt should just commit here. Dakra, he's too late into this red armor. Matt grabs it and gets away. If Dakra wants to push, Matt should be able to punish.
There we go. One rocket and no railgun, though. He's not in any real position to. He managed to grab the mega, but this fight will come out. Dakra's deciding to force the issue before escaping and thinks, oh, maybe it's not best I push there. There we go. Matt's managed to restock on some armor here, and the fight will basically repeat itself over the other side of the map. Yeah, and there we go. So Matt with the red now. Dakra. Not really in the spot to grab anything. Oh, but he uses the rail there instead of the iron cannon to really chip him down. Jeez. Dakra does manage to escape with something. He's really been using his movement here to get out of a lot of these situations, I think.
Yeah, he's kind of been just escaping by the skin of his teeth a few times. Matt needs to watch out for the aggression from Dakra. Well, Matt very narrowly dodges that rocket. Dakra's in a great position here to punish with the shaft. And Matt, yeah, he just dives in.
Spawn frag's coming out. I mean, 1 minute left in the game. It's really the Dakra show right now.
Yeah, Matt needs to make something happen, but Dakra just wants to push. Keep that aggression on while he knows Matt's low. As long as he doesn't get over-aggressive, this should be a fairly confident win. Matt wants to force the issue, and he gets that frag at basically the perfect time. He actually picked up the RA, which I don't think we could hear. So maybe Dakra not realizing too.
Cool, but the mega is now up, and it's going to provide a really small window for Matt to be able to take the stack and run with it. But he's got to go fast. He's got to go hard. There is no stopping his ruthless aggression if he wants to take this.
This is how Dakra loses the game. I can't believe he took no damage for being there. Like, Matt needs to do more damage than that, and Dakra just, like, gets away with murder. I've said that a few times today already, but, like, that's ridiculous, because Dakra was just in some really awful positions, and he's the one dealing all the damage here. Even though Matt gets this frag, there's no time to make it back. So that's Matt. I think really giving that one away to Dakra.
Yeah, that's definitely not the level of play we've seen from Matt in these past cups, or very recently, for those of you who perhaps actually played the game a little bit more than we do. But yeah, wow.
So yeah, I mean, is that actually the end of the series?
No, it's a best of 3. Tefra and 2-0. Jesus Christ, dude.
Dakra eliminating Matt from the competition. There goes some of my money.
Holy shit. Fucking hell, wow. Alright. I feel like we need to take a moment and reflect on that.
Yeah, it's a pity we couldn't see more of those matches, because that's just such an... Well, I mean, if there was a match which could go either way, like, Dakra can do crazy shit in the moment, but for him to 2-0 Matt, that's really surprising, especially with the showing Matt's had in the last 2 cups. He's been so strong.
God.
And yeah,
That's
there's
crazy.
a crying cat face coming out from Matt in Discord chat.
Oh, jeez. It's alright, you know, I'm gonna take a fat rip for my vape now. I'm gonna make a fat cloud for Matt, alright? If you're sitting here with your vapes, come on, pull them out. This is the moment.
This is your moment.
But anyway, jeez. Let's pull up that bracket for the homies again. And yeah, you can see that Dakra's now taking this 2-0, waiting for an update from Sono and Dorinos. If you're wondering about the semifinals, again, Ultra and Profanum will be playing tomorrow. They'll be kicking the action off. So we really go into the deep end, of course, unable to find a real appropriate time for all the 8 members to really show up on the same day. But it's all good. We've managed to make it happen over a weekend, so I'm pretty stoked with that result. In terms of organizing 8 people, plus you and I.
I know. It's hard.
it's
hard
a
times.
mission.
I mean, I never do anything though, so I was pretty easy to organize around. So yeah, I think maybe even watch Strahl Dakra, because if Dakra is causing the upsets, he could definitely take on Strahl.
Yeah, I'd be happy to see that. And then, maybe we can catch Sono in the last round of the losers bracket that we'll be seeing after this.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so tempted to run that ad right now.
I know, it feels weird not running an ad break. We've had to run an ad when we've been doing Counter-Strike casting. There's some pretty sick Cherry MX keyboards. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The sickness of the keyboards is not important in this stream. Oh shit. I'm in the game.
Yo, did you check Discord for the widget thing?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. It's fine. I'll
rad.
play with it later.
Oh, you literally just plop it on and turn it on. It's instant.
Yeah, but I've had bad luck with this, with the lure scripts.
Ooh.
They can be a bit finicky.
So,
Cool. You need to spec up and let's stroll into this match.
I just want to get fragging again.
I know, it's too hard. Cool, okay. So, I don't know.
Dakra, not with the very big role here. Could be impactful. Stroud with a bigger role on the general scale of things, though. Not a very big number, but still much larger. 22 is, in fact, greater than 8. Phylum, your thoughts on the number 22?
Number 22, I mean, it's not a prime number. It doesn't seem to have too many special properties. Yeah, it's just kind of a shit average number.
See, you
I
say
don't know,
that,
maybe
right?
that's a bit controversial, but
But like, I have good opinions of number 28. Reminds me of my favorite map. CPM 22.
yeah.
My
20,
favorite
22.
my favorite conundrum. The catch 22.
Oh,
So
that's
maybe
true. Oh,
maybe
I
it's-
really like that book actually. Some classic Joseph Heller. I haven't read that in ages. I really need to reread it.
I need to read it the first time, bro.
Yeah, you actually.
I've heard it's
28 there.
actually excellent.
Yeah, oh, it's worth reading. You actually said 28 there.
Did I?
For a second.
Christ.
Yeah. You're
Alright.
gonna have a lot of fun watching this stream back if you watch it back. Because you've just said some really weird shit. But it's been great. It's been great. I'm very entertained. Sono 2-0 over Duranos. So I am super stacked for money right now. How much money have I got?
Pass. But let us know. Of course, if you guys do want to get in the action, there's Reflex AU Discord. You pop on that, you hop into the hashtag betting channel, and this sick bot that Matt has rigged up. Holy fuck, I'm buzzy. Maybe too buzzy. But yeah. Right, so we've seen the first two bans come out. Static and CPM 22 won't be played. It'll be Rune and Tefra. Surprisingly for Dakra, kind of busting that out, and I think that's a really smart pick against Strahl. Of course, because you wouldn't bank on Strahl to actually know it. Strahl getting in that pocket pick of Rune though. So that's okay. Quickfire going out, and I feel so it's going to come down between, God, something and, okay. So the last map's actually going to be CPM 3A.
Oh shit! Look who's on top of the money. I think most people just went all in on one person to win everything. So it'll be interesting to see how it all ends up.
Yeah, you actually did play this properly. Like,
Yeah, I'm
God.
betting on individual games as we go. And yeah, this is an interesting lineup again because Darkra was able to get the pick on Tefra.
Yeah, I mean,
Strahl not happy on the maps. Has Strahl played Tefra? Do you think?
I don't think he's played Tefra at all. It's been like the universal ban, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Shortly before Quickfire.
yeah, I mean we've seen Ultra actually play some Tefra. I think you had actually beat Ultra on it, right, to win a Cup 3. So, it's definitely had its presence.
Yeah, it was one of those like crazy maps that no one saw coming.
All right, cool. So here we go. The God Bless coming out from Strahl here, following Dakra, I guess.
Yeah, let's go with Dakra. Yeah, because as we do start with the Ruin, Dakra gets the RA spawn, so he's gonna be happy as anything right now.
Oh. You will be able to actually get the Mega as well for free. So Spawn has definitely worked out from Stroud managing to grab a yellow, but oh geez, the catch there onto Dakra pretty much eliminates a decent chunk of his stack, but I mean Dakra has such a significant stack. It's not going to do too much. Manages to steal the red and a cheeky grenade there, typical Dakra, and okay, the follow-up, wow. That's sharp.
Two really beautiful projectiles there comboed together.
He gets the invite into the Prometheus Society. Jeez. So, I mean, this is cool to see. I mean, he pulls off stuff like that just as we start. Wow, another solid rocket bouncer. It's understandable why he's, you know, upsetting that. Oh. Right, and there we go. The second frag now coming out with the burst gun to finish. A bit of flair to it. You are hooning those bets, I guess. But it's alright though, because, you know, Dakra's in a decent spot here, evading the rocket and actually getting a pretty decent flick rail there. I can't believe I said 28 that whole time. That's actually really messing with me. But,
No,
anyway.
you didn't say it the whole time. You just said it once or twice.
Oh, God, okay. Right. But I mean, look, here we go. Stroud definitely on the back foot here. I mean, Dakra with his, you know, ruthless aggression. It's really cool to see, actually. Stroud with the high ground, though. He's going to be in a perfect position to get some ion cannon spray down. Spray down, jeez. We have been casting too much CS. Getting a bit of shaft going on, but it will be Stroud with the red armor, and the question is whether or not Dakra will allow him to escape. It seems like he will, to a certain extent. So Railju comes out. Not much success from either party until that one. Wow, okay, Stroud with two fast ones, playing really smart around the portals there, and he comes in close for the with the iron and the rockets, and it's allowed to him actually grab the Mega there as well. So wow, Dakra getting shafted heavy. He's going to be able to deny the red, but I mean, denies all he's going to be able to do. Expect Dakra to fall here with 4 HP. And there we go, Stroud managing to bring it back and get his first frag on the board.
Yeah, it comes at a pretty good time for Stroll. He manages to, well, catch Dakra at a fairly awkward time. If he can get rid of most of this YA. And yeah, I mean, Dakra getting a bit aggressive, going for the pressure on that red armor. He doesn't get any damage off, and he just takes a whole load. Yeah, picking up that Mega's not really worth it if you just take a rail. And so yeah, this is Stroll looking fairly good actually.
Oh,
like what he's doing.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, it swung around pretty hard. And Dakra, I mean, if he wants to come in towards this red armor, he's got some problems. It's nice to be that he catch Stroll on the exit, but Stroll's movement was really good. Stroll actually bouncing Dakra into that little teleporter cubby.
Jeez, and both of them are so low right now. It could be a single rocket to change the tide of the fight here.
Yeah, and they both back onto YAs as well, so they're staying very equal.
Wow. Some cheeky teleporter play there, of course, with the 2As allowing that sort of movement, but here we go. It's Dakra to be able to get these sick rocket bounces and escape with a decent amount of the red left. It will be the Mega that is up, and so I think Stroud will be able to get that freely. Dakra not really having the time on it because it is impossible.
Again, just that damage coming out from Stroll is much better than what Dakra's able to put down.
Oh, dude, Dakra actually misses that jump there, so he won't be able to back onto the yellow as fast, and it's going to allow Stroud to get the red pretty freely.
Coming for it anyway. And look at this. This is, I mean, Dakra, he kind of plays this close range rocket game. It's a bit laggy and warpy, and he walks out of that basically on the same stack as Stroll. Like, he just equalized that by getting close with rockets, which is apparently very viable in Reflex. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that style of gameplay. It's very rewarding at the moment. But Dakra does get the frag, and he's got his YA too, so he can pressure Stroll for this. And now it should be Dakra ready to shut down the middle of the map, but he just runs into Stroll. He actually gave up red armor there. I didn't notice. It's really weird. I'm still not quite used to the new sounds in this game yet.
Yeah, no.
They really, like, the bolt rifle just has this really amazing thunderous oh wait, no, it's wrong game again.
Okay, jeez, dude. This is confusing. Get all your friends to buy Reflex so we can have more Reflex cups, and then totally ignore CS. That'll be crack up as.
Something like that.
If any of our CS viewers are watching and just heard that, I mean, shit wrong chat, alright? So,
Yeah. Yeah, Face It TV's listening. We didn't say that.
fuck. I love CS. It's my favorite game
Yeah,
to
send,
watch.
send us to London. Okay. Strala doing a great job of the damage here as Darinos. Now I'm doing it. Dakra caught kind of just not in the best position, and Stral starting to build up a stack. He can go all in here. He can really push hard. He wants to do enough damage that he can comfortably pick up this YA, and then still have time to get onto red. And this, he doesn't quite have time now. Dakra could take advantage of it, so this should be an easy way for Dakra. Stral with the damage. Stral almost could have gone for the other YA first. It's unfortunate he doesn't know what's up. Dakra should be able to take advantage of that. He actually just stacks both YAs.
Yeah, he actually got the visual information by the rocket platform, and so he was able to make that game plan. And so, okay, yeah, he allowed Stroud to get it, but yeah, he's able to double stack.
Yeah, I actually don't know if that's the most efficient way to play this. In some situations, I think it's actually more effective to like take the YA, take a fight, and then take the second YA. More so, I guess, if you're Stral in that situation, and Stral over-peaking there, he lets Dakra get a fairly straightforward kill. And, I mean, it's really important that Stral wins this map, because he doesn't know Tephra. You know, he's really got to start to find a way to pull ahead. He does not want to let this come down to the second. Dakra with a bit of a mistime there. He's giving Stral every position on the map that he wants. But it's still going to be Stral. Well, actually, and again, Dakra, his positioning on this red isn't very good. Stral easily gets into position and completely shuts down Dakra as he just kind of flounders around a little there. His timing on the red, yeah, really let him down. He didn't exactly know where to be for that situation. Stral did, and that's why that frag came out so strongly for Stral.
It's a bit ridiculous. Do we want to switch over to his perspective, see how he
We definitely want to
just to
see
keep this
how
up,
he's
let's
going to
go.
play this from here, because there's a lot of pressure right now for him to start to extend this lead and try and blow this game out. Dakra, he's probably going to dive in for the exit damage. He actually doesn't go for the big dive, and that's a nice rocket jump angle from Stral that makes him really hard to damage until he's well around the corner. By then it's too late. Dakra just goes down easily. It's an effective grenade spam there.
Jeez, well, I found him really using these rocket jumps effectively here. And he actually manages to grab that yellow too. That wasn't expected at all. Oh man, he's perfect. He's perfectly positioned here. He's stacked up. He's ready to go. He's going to be able to grab that red. And Dakra doesn't really have an answer for it. Of course, the clock is ticking down. This frag difference now is finally starting to widen in the favor of Stral. So Dakra really needs a response. And as you've been saying, there's been a couple of positional errors that really, have been messing up that endeavor.
Yeah. Well, it's a combination of just not as strong positioning with Stral's really good positioning for damage,
Yeah.
And yeah, again, Stral has just set up really well for this red. He was in a position where he could get there so quickly. And this should be the extra damage on the Mega. Dakra gets away with that pretty cleanly, so that could be some opportunity here if he's able to play around this yellow armor. Wow.
180
Dakra now.
damage. That's nutty.
Just absolutely nothing. Yeah, Stral knows he can push in, and Dakra giving up yet another frag. He needs to get an YA off this spawn. Unfortunately,
Wow.
he's not going to spawn anywhere near this YA, and again, Stral can push in. Well, yeah, if he gets that bit of damage off.
Seems to be in the final.
Dakra, I think he knows.
Literally. In the final minute, it's really just completely collapsed for Dakra, but until then it was pretty close. Jeez. Looks like this might be the GG coming out. It's definitely the GG coming out. Stral has 8 frags in his lead. And there we have it.
And that's kind of what you can see in a map like this. It's really close. All it takes is breaking that person, and then it all just kind of floods out. So yeah, that's a good first win from Stral. He's going to need that coming into Tephra. If he can win Tephra, that would be amazing.
But if not, I mean, he's got the years of CPM experience, of course. So the last map will be CPM 3A. I mean, I expect him to be strong there. But look, like, The thing is
Well,
with the
Strahl,
yeah.
Strahl himself says that he's not that good at 3A, but I still think he has a hell of a lot more experience there than, say, Dakra. You know, I would still favor Strahl to win there 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I mean the thing is though, right? We've actually seen a lot of newer guys actually playing CPM maps voluntarily, right? Including
Yeah, because
myself.
all the other maps are shit.
Amen.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. There
Amen.
are some good maps out there.
And, I guess that's a shit wrong chat for you, but I'd actually agree with that sentiment on the lowdown. All right.
Well, there are some weird maps. Even the maps I like tend to like. I'm a big fan of THCT2, but there are some really bullshit spawns on that map, which can make it really, really unfun to play. I think we need to bring back DP6. DP6 was a cool map.
I mean, bring
I
back
know, lots of
DP.
people hate me for saying that though.
Let's bring back CPM 28. Was that the
CPM 28.
and,
Yeah, I don't know which one that was actually.
No, neither. I feel like 15 would be pretty loopy. Profanum was hoping for the that to make a return when the trigger's returned.
Yeah, once we get some like doors, look pretty good.
Oh, sick. We've got filler. We got a minute. We got maybe 2 minutes. Means
We've
we
done
can-
this before. We're more than familiar. Oh, CPM 28 is actually that Warsaw map that got ported over.
Oh shit, that's in the game, dude. That's pretty cool. I played on that once.
Yeah.
By Matt, got my shit pushed
Yes.
in. But
It looks really crazy. The like weird cel shaded one.
it's cool.
Does anyone know the name of that Warsaw map? Like what it's called in Warsaw? I can't remember. But yeah.
It's
so
like
for anyone just
unbalanced,
tuning in-
right? I know that's the actual name of it.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cool maps
I
out.
don't know if it has a WDM number. But yeah, like Warsaw was a game which had some like the default maps were really cool in. Like WDM2 had some cool games. I really like WDM3. I don't think that's in the game anymore.
Yeah, there's a
WDM5 is like
DM5 is in the game.
In Reflex.
Yeah. It's
No. I know it got ported over. You can't
Oh.
really port a Warsaw map over. Like
No,
the balance is
it's
just so
weird.
specific. But
we should
no,
play
I
that.
mean like in Warsaw, like there's
Yeah.
no WDM3 anymore. I don't think.
Oh wait, yeah, wasn't that because like when the creators like shit the bed? I'm
There
pretty sure. I'm
was a
pretty
bit
sure it was
of-
all
yeah,
down to
Warsaw
that.
drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a funny one. Apparently, it's never coming to Steam now, which I think I called about a year ago.
I mean,
Cool. Strahl never played this map in his life. We're
Cool.
gonna get into this game here. For anyone just tuning in, yeah, this is the final day, I guess, or the final 2 days of the Reflex Australia first Duel series. We've got the top 8 playing out here. A couple of those have already been thinned out, and Strahl gets an alright spawn. He should be able to head his way over onto the lightning gun. I need to catch Darker there or pick it up himself. I think he actually could have stuck around there. He was in a nice upper position. He does well to come back and get the bolt, but I think he actually could have committed to damage there. That said, he was in position for red armor. He's actually backing away from there now. Darker should be getting on it. Nicks it away at the exact microsecond. That's really nice.
yeah, he's really been able to lock down that item. With its 2 spawns spawning on it and then this, So Strahl definitely kind of desiring some armor right now. He knows that this yellow's only one up, and so does Dagger, so it will be a fight over it. And escaping out of this really tight portal room, I don't think Dagger knew that you could spam through the railings there, but railings facade, I'm not sure, but yeah, of course, watching Strahl trying to bring this back a bit. He's playing it slow and just slowly building up his weapon base, and I think that's a really smart thing to do. He's actually caught Dagger here in this trap.
Well, punishing the drop down, very, very important. And he's just going to
There we
keep
go.
pushing through. He gets the frag. He can make the jump up to Mega. You don't need to rocket jump, Strahl. There's a little box there. It's pretty easy. Furnace is pretty good, Matt. I don't know. I think it has an interesting dynamic. I think it has more to it than most people give it credit for. But yeah, back into this game, Strahl sticking to this upper position, looking to punish the pickup of the ion cannon, which is really, really nice. You don't want your opponent to get that for free. It's such a death trap, such an awful little corner to be caught in. Strahl needs to not take too long getting over onto this red armor. And Darker's actually in a good position to kind of shut him off.
Oh,
It's
dude.
a nice bounce, but Darker returns the rocket.
Yeah, I guess the funny joke there is, of course, Dagger actually beat Matt on Tephra just now. And Strahl's never played it in his life, so...
Yeah, so this actually could be Well, yeah, it's interesting because I don't know how much Matt's played it either. Um, this map is almost a bit reminiscent in shape of Toxicity, which is a CPMA map. I think it's Pucker 24 in CPMA. Don't quote me on that.
I wouldn't even know, dude. I kind of know it from watching Quick Live, so it's pretty cool. It's played in CPM. But yeah,
Okay, and so yeah, I mean, Strahl actually keeping this tied up early on in the game. You know, that's really what we can ask for on a map that you've never played before. Uh, and he should hear the pickup there too. It's very, very faint. It's kind of like a tingling in the wind. It just chimes in the wind, but he should get the time on it. And he's got Darkra trapped in a really awkward half of the map right now. Darkra can't get out of here without taking damage, and Strahl actually takes the initial peek and goes aggressive and follows it up with a nice railgun. So Strahl almost makes it over to that red armor cleanly, and wow, Darkra really abusing these angles pretty hard. Darkra wants to come in here. I don't know why. He should, yeah, I mean, he doesn't die there, thankfully, but he takes a shitload of damage, and now it's in a pretty bad spot. Strahl's doing a good job of cutting him off in the middle of the map from any wet yellow armors to stack back up on. And yeah, just a weird decision from Darkra there, giving Strahl a lot of opportunity.
yeah. Strada actually doing a really good job of cycling this mega around. He's got a pretty good timing on it, and he's also able to usually deny a yellow armor or two at the same time. So
Unfortunately, he just gave up red armor there.
Yeah.
This is a big map, and I don't know what people think of this, but like when I haven't played a map before, I find it a lot harder to time. I find a lot of my timing on maps comes from just like muscle memory and having played it before.
Jeez, Strahl actually getting some free damage to Dakra looking the opposite way, and as he makes this dive, it's another good catch. So Strahl will be able to take this red, just utilizing his shaft. And there we go, the rail to follow up. This will be another free frag.
Yeah, I mean, Darkra making that same mistake again, you know, I mentioned it just before, but he just dives into the red armor, and that's such easy damage for Strahl. So, you know, you don't need to know the map to take advantage of a big positional blunder like that. Oh, Darkra's damage is just ridiculous. I don't know how he does it. I really, really don't. Unfortunately, though, it's Strahl again making the blunder with his timing. He doesn't punish Darkra as much as he wanted to, kind of in that position on the map, and then he can't get to the red fast enough. And of course, it's impossible to time the Mega Health. So Strahl's there way too early. This could give Darkra a lot of damage. Strahl needs to be so careful if he wants to take this.
Cool, Darkra actually lets the Mega go for, nearly free, of course, getting that rail. And I mean, that's when you start to debate whether it was worth actually going for the rail instead of both of these yellow armors that are now up. So, okay, a decent bounce there will actually allow Strahl to grab this one. Oh, but Dakra's rail here has actually been pretty brutal. So it's a tough call as to the course of action here. I don't think, yeah, Strahl's not in a position to grab that yellow and stack up, and so Dakra's going to be able to grab it. And so, look, again, he's on the wrong side of the map when the red armor comes up. But he does have this frag lead and a really solid bolt, so here we go. The engagement does come out, but it's not going to be enough or much damage from either of these two guys.
Yeah, and I mean, Strahl's just getting all the items here, really, and controlling this. He can push into this red. He definitely can. Darkra, I mean, he kind of had to drop down there, and that meant that Strahl had easy damage. Strahl just had to get close and make sure he hit his shots.
Yeah, there we go, look. Darkra now falling. There's nothing up on the map for him, really. Except for now, of course, you know, CPM moves fast. But yeah, here we are. Darkra with a brutal nade combo. That's nutty, 2 directs.
This is the crazy thing, because like Darkra makes these weird mistakes. He dives in when he shouldn't, but then he just compensates for it with these insane shots and grenades. And I mean, I think the grenade hitbox is still a bit ridiculous and competitive. It's getting fixed and experimental, but that hasn't quite been pushed in yet. There's still a few issues with the rockets and stuff. But yeah, that's really crazy. Strahl still manages to bully him off though with the Mega Health and Yellow Armor. And so Strahl doing really well for himself. I mean, he gets the red. He's going to deny the YA. Interesting decision. There's not a lot of play on this map to do. That's kind of like, I always talk on Ruin and to a certain degree Furnace about being able to take fights and back off onto a YA. I think Strahl making a really smart decision and focusing on just denying these armors rather than trying to like fight and back off onto them. Because this map's so huge, right? It's going to be really hard to do that consistently, and your opponents kind of can and will just slip through your fingers and do crazy stuff.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a very definitely, like in terms of size, it definitely affects the fight dynamic, I guess. There's lots of cool rail angles on this as well, but yeah, the action and decision making process around taking these yellow armors is, you know, it changes, and it's really cool to see the disparity. Actually, it's really working out in the favor of Strahl as well. I think his fragging ability is just superior. I think he's learnt the map enough, right? And Dakar really just getting caught out here in this lava too many times.
Yep, his stack just melting away.
Oh,
Lava.
big.
Best feature.
Imagine if there was a gun made of lava, a magma cannon, perhaps. You know. Zing.
Sounds like some Unreal Tournament stuff. Is that actually an Unreal Tournament gun?
That's a diabolical gun. That's the
Diabolical?
that's the ion cannon. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
The OG.
I felt like I should just call it a lava gun. You know, get the acronym right already. But,
Yeah, see, that'd be awesome. No, none of
jeez.
this ion stuff. None of this confusion when I say OG.
It's definitely a
These new
confusing
reflex
element.
players are like, what? It's good. It's like a status thing almost, you know, saying
Yeah, you're a
LG
real
for
you're a
us.
real OG, bro. Come on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jeez.
Big shout outs to Docs there in chat. Australian LG Clan Arena hero from Quake Live. Well, New Zealand hero actually.
Oh, fucking g'day. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Jeez. And so yeah, we're finally seeing Strahl actually get a good cycle on these items and being able to grab these reds occasionally. And I mean, hitting nutty rails like that is definitely good. It seems like Strahl's hitting like nut shots on, you know, weapons that actually matter, and Dak was just kind of going off with grenades and in opportune situations. So Strahl's, I guess it's really played out in the long term as in terms of like Strahl's discipline that he's actually displayed over the course of this series, and it's definitely going to net him this map. This is like 9 frags left. I mean, even mathematically, right? Like, you can delay that sort of stuff, and okay, Dak gets a pick here, but it's too little too late.
Yep, it's mathematically impossible.
Ugh, that's my favorite kind of impossible. Jeez, but there we go. That's the GG's coming out from Dakar. Strahl going 2-0 in this lower bracket matchup. I'll bring up the brackets for you guys once again. I was pretty loopy.
And yeah, that's pretty exciting there. Strahl just kind of shows us, you know, what experience can do. Dakar made some pretty easy mistakes there, I think. And yeah, Strahl just capitalized on him. Yeah, the layout's the same as Toxicity, Strahl says. It is a bit bigger, but I guess, yep, Strahl citing his red armor knowledge, his Toxicity knowledge. One of the big differences from Toxicity is just like how different the red armor is.
Yeah, because
How
it's
open it
a
is.
trap, right? Yeah. In
Yeah,
CPM, it's a
on
trap.
Toxicity, it's a huge trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, here not such, but you still can get trapped in there fairly easily.
Oh my god, Strahl busting out the cheeky chat bants. You know, Dakar says good luck in your game, and Strahl says you too, and then oh. Jesus. So right. Real talk, I'm having a cheeky eye on chat, and fear if you ever mention Corey in the house again, that's a ban for talking about my favorite anime. Alright, we don't go there. we have a 0 anime ban, and Corey in the house is where it's at. So looking at these brackets, I guess we have one more game for you guys tonight, and that will be the winner of Q-Hat and Sono playing Strahl in the losers round 3. That's gonna be pretty wavy.
I'm excited.
Cool. So I'm just gonna.
let's see if we
Do you wanna maybe have a
Yeah,
troll around?
do we want to have a quick break?
I don't know. I mean, Sono and Q-Hat is going on. Sono's actually 1-0. I'm gonna jump into that, I think, and just have a bit of a gander.
Yep.
You know, if you wanna have a break, go get some water, take a shit, or it's a weave, right? Oh my god,
I
it's
think I might.
yeah, go for it,
grab
dude.
a quick drink. This is looking pretty one-sided. I
got
don't know if you just want to leave this running and take a break too. I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, I'll be back in a second, guys.
That's alright. We've only got 3 minutes left on the clock. I figure I can hold my own here, guys. Fuck anime. It's the big boy truck in the chat. But look, I mean, we're on Q-Hat's perspective here. Sono just really not making things happen. Let's pull up the stats. Jeez. Okay, so Q-Hat has almost a 2,000 damage disparity difference. I mean, Sono's got no frags. I mean, that's even more important to highlight. She's got the suicide, and so it will be Q-Hat being able to run these items really effectively. Doesn't have an ion cannon, but it doesn't really matter. Since Sono is just so much on the back foot. He's got 2 minutes to go and, well, 11 frags to just make it tie game. We'll move over to him and see, you know, whether or not he can make it happen.
The chat's coming out here saying that you're stuck on brackets. So.
Fuck me. It's gotta
Yeah.
happen. It's always gotta happen.
It's good. Yeah, just keep your eye on chat.
Yeah, there we go.
I just said, I don't know if you saw me in chat there, but yeah, he did it, guys. He fucked the stream up. I'm going for like 2 seconds. No, it's all good. I'll be right back.
Oh, good. You do it, man. So yeah. God, it's always alright. Look, real talk. If I don't cast to a bracket at least once in a Reflex Duel Cup, I don't know, man. You know. Honestly, I'm kind of okay with bullying in chat. You know, like. Oh yeah, I swear to God, that wasn't scripted though. Okay, look. So now he's managed to grab this mega, and he's actually managed to bring back the frag. So, you know, 1 minute left on the board. It's close to GG. He's got to get a frag within the next, like, literally 5 seconds, I think, for it to be mathematically possible. But if not, it's done. Q-Hat going for the dive there, and Cerno eating it. Oh, jeez. Mutual Rocket actually following up for Cerno's superior shaft, you know, ripping them both apart. Okay, wow. So, Cerno actually gets on the board because of it. But yeah, there we go. Q-Hat with a fast follow-up again. It's 30 seconds left. It's dead time. It's GG's. And so, yeah, I'm still waiting to find out what actually happened in terms of whether this is the first or the second or maybe even the last map. I would suspect it to be the second or last, just depending on, you know, how the games have been flowing tonight. But yeah, wicked. There we go, that's it. GG, real wavy. Cool, so just gonna find out the videos from these guys. Q-Hat with a really convincing performance there. Obviously, we only got to see the last 2 minutes of it, but wow, 2-0 to Q-Hat. So, yeah, there we go. 2-0 to Q-Hat. That's a solid impact on the bracket. I will remove Phylum. Cool, and there we go. So we'll be Q-Hat versus Stral in our last battle of the evening for you guys. Okay, but that's pretty buzzy. So, I'm of course going to bust out the, or not bust it out, because you know that's a scary, it's a scary effort. I'll get Stral in here. Terry's chocolate orange or mint arrow. Honestly, dude, I'm not a big fan of chocolate. I actually can't eat a lot of it. Due to allergies, it's pretty fucking awful, actually. I'm a big fan of Kinson, though. Cool UK chocolate maker. They make a lot of cool shit, and they really only import it at like Easter and Christmas. But yeah, their stuff is the goods, you know.
Oh, Terry's chocolate orange or mint arrow. Wow, that's a hard one. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Hello?
mint arrow has arrow in the name, you
Sorry,
know.
I thought I was still muted there.
No, all good.
Okay, we're good. Do we have a betting bracket for this? Hold on, I've just got to manage my money quickly.
Go do your thing, man.
Okay.
Arrow, Furnan, and Ruin will be the Arrow, Ruin, and Furnace will be the pool. So wow. Okay.
You're gonna have so much fun watching this VOD back. For real.
I don't know what's going on, dude. Like, I've casted way too much today. My mouth has just died. It's alright, we'll be sweet for tomorrow.
This is good. We're all going all in on our Q hat here in chat. Cool. Big money.
How are you? How are
And
you
yeah.
doing? Are you at the top of the leaderboards or?
I'm not anymore. I just bet everything on Q hat. I don't have anything in my pocket. So yeah, guys in chat, get some bets out now. The game's about to begin. We're gonna close the bracket off pretty soon. But yeah, I didn't actually answer the question. Terry's chocolate orange over a mint arrow, despite mint arrow having the word arrow in it. Yeah, I love me a Terry's chocolate orange.
Jeez, we've got the bants in. You know, Stral after the sick shit talk manages to ready up and let's get the game underway. So it's Airwalk first. I suspect this to be Stral's pick, but it could be either way. That's
Yeah,
something. Honestly, bro,
could
jump.
easily be the.
Continue.
Sorry. No, look, yeah, it could be easily be either person's pick, but I think it's likely this is Stral's. Kiat's having some widget issues. See, this is the lure dilemma. Do you enable shit midstream and risk it all breaking? Okay, Stral off the spawn. He gets the rockets. He gets the mega. That's nice. That's a nice clean start for both these guys. They get some guns. Oh, Q-Hat was really fast there to get the rail. I don't think Stral expected him to have gotten that and be gone.
Yeah, finally getting rockets now. We're seeing this fast exchange here coming out. It's the battle of the shafts once again, but it looks like Strauss might be slightly bigger. Oh my god. Yeah.
Q-Hat did the more damage there.
Yeah.
I think that it was like Stral picking up the 25s mid-fight, which is something I always tell you to do, ZTK, when I watched you play on Era. I'm like, fight and pick up those 25s mid-fight, and it can give you such a huge advantage.
Yeah. But you know, then I'm just hitting sick rails like our Strada's there to secure the first frag. Oh, sorry, second frag of the game. You know, being a boat hole. But oh wow. Strada with a perfectly positioned rocket there, managing to pick up the mega. And it's definitely a good spot to be in as the contention for this red armor comes out. Q-Hat's able to grab it, but I mean, Strada could have hit a really good rail there and ended it all.
Yeah, Stral kind of came to that situation a little bit too late. Q-Hat's doing well to fight here because he can pick up the YA if things don't quite go to plan. And now Q-Hat is in really, really good shape to get this next RA. A bit of ring around the rosy there, as Stral does give up another frag, and this should be Q-Hat pulling into an early lead. This is a really comfortable start. He's going to get this RA really, really easily. He needs to not wait too long. And yeah, he's actually going to go in for the YA now because this is going to come up. Stral, he's out of position for it. Stral going to be trying to very quickly get over towards the red. Very predictable movement. Almost runs right into that rocket from Q-Hat.
Oh, jeez.
The bolt is so good. Q-Hat, I think he's just kind of lucky Stral was in mid-map there because Mega did come up and Q-Hat was able to get it.
Yeah, Q-Hat playing a little bit fine there, trying to, you know, push for the frag with the red still up. You know, Strauss could have positioned himself on it, but I mean, okay, wow. Some good bounces there, offset by Q-Hat's impeccable shaft, and so look,
yeah,
yeah. Q-Hat just
the
comes
biggest
out on
worry
top.
there for Q-Hat about Stral getting the red was that Q-Hat would kill him and Stral would respawn on it. It was going to be really hard for Stral to get around to that part of the map. If you look at how Q-Hat positions himself, he tends to stick around here, you know, and he only really leaves this kind of position when he's taking an item, when the red armor's up, you know, and that kind of means you can always fall back to that position really, really fast.
So we have it, the Mega and the Yellow will both be grabbed by Stral, and so, oh jeez, okay, these rockets come out. I was about to say, it puts Stral in a good spot to try and push for damage, but I mean, with Q-Hat replenishing his health and grabbing the red, that's not the case anymore. Oh baby.
Q-Hat actually, just, he's not very healthy either. I mean, Stral is definitely weaker, but, I mean, Q-Hat can survive a bolt, Stral can't, and that's really the difference here, I guess. The Stral hits the opening bolt, and he's so dangerously close to picking up that frag, he just can't do it. Q-Hat gets away with the red armor and the 25s. So he's going to be nice and stacked, coming into the Mega. Where's Stral? Stral doesn't look at any damage onto it, so that's going to be really important. Q-Hat getting a clean Mega, and now starting to put the pressure on for this frag.
Cool, and there we go. Not much of an exchange occurring just yet. Wow, Q-Hat forcing him back with the shaft, doing some good damage onto the yellow, but I mean, not enough. Missing that bolt's really unfortunate. Stral will come in with a decent stack as Q-Hat comes off this red. Oh. I feel like this is exactly a repeat of the last Airwalk game that we watched between these two guys, and we live streamed it too. Just sick rail battles coming up between them, and it looks okay. Finally, Stroud manages to return with one of his own, but QHat just doing insane work. They're hitting. Oh wow. Okay, fuck. He's Hal. He's the new Hal.
Yeah, he is basically hitting these. Well, I don't know, until you do like a 180 flick, which isn't the kind of thing QHat does a lot of. That's more of a Profana move. But yeah, he has the railgun consistency and the kind of bulldog aggression. I would say QHat's a bit smarter in how he plays some of these situations and how that some people would probably want to fight me over that. QHat gets a really, really nice spawn there, picking up the RA, and I mean, he basically just rocket jumped to RA, except he gave up a frag in the process, you know.
Jeez, yeah, here we go. Look, it's a okay. QHat electing to not go with the bolts, but whoa, holy shit! Stral only surviving that rocket duel with the mega, but it won't survive QHat's rail. And there we go, just another really close exchange here. Both these guys just trapping each other by these stairs, this low area of the map. Oh, and QHat, there we go. Falling out with one of his own. And the thing is, right, these guys have been trading frags pretty exclusively. Their damage has been, you know, it seems from the outset to be pretty similar, but I mean, it's QHat that's running away with lots of these frags here. He's really built himself up a solid lead here.
Yeah, this extra bit of damage consistently over the first 5 minutes of this game, you know, it's added up to 1,000 extra points of damage. This is where the extra frags are coming from. And also importantly, Stral hasn't picked up a single red armor. QHat's been putting so much importance onto this. I think finally there, Stral almost wins himself a position. He needs to get his stair jump. Can he do the stair jump? He does the stair jump. He makes it to the RA, but QHat shuts him down on the exit. So he is able to pick up a red armor, but he still hasn't taken one cleanly, whereas QHat, he's been picking up these clean red armors really easily and hitting them more damage, so it's really huge.
So yeah, just what's his bolt percentage? It's 46%, but he's matching his rocket launcher damage with it. That's pretty spectacular, right? I mean, props given to Stral, he was able to make the red armor jump a lot easier than Cameron was when we saw him last cup. Yeah, I said it. And yeah, so.
No, that was very entertaining watching Cameron trying to do the red armor jump. Shoutouts to Cameron in chat for tuning in here.
But yeah, here we go. Stroud not having much except for the green. He won't be railable. Okay, so QHat decides to move in with the shaft. It's brought them both down to low HP. Stroud, I think, with the biggest stack. Yeah, so here we go. This exchange of rockets actually coming out. They're matching each other, you know, HP for HP right now. Stack for stack. I think QHat makes a good decision there not to jump onto the red immediately. Because, I mean, Stroud was in the perfect position to punish that. Okay, wow. Okay, so Stroud goes down to 11 HP before, but I mean, Stroud's solo as well.
I like what Stroud was doing,
yeah.
And the idea, like, he just puts a lot of pressure on QHat there, because it's like you were saying, you know, if he goes for the red, Stroud's going to deal a lot of damage. And the fight potentially could have gone well for Stroud. It's just unfortunate that QHat has the better combat in that situation.
Cool.
Alright, so QHat, I mean, he doesn't have a load of stack here. He's playing a kind of dangerous game around this YA. I think Stral's definitely going to try and push him out on it a bit. And yeah, here's Stral in a position to deny the YA, except he kind of dives around. It's crazy. Because he just gives it away to QHat. Now QHat should be able to back onto the red armor as well, and he does. You know, that almost looks too easy.
Wow, okay, yeah. QHat just deciding to, you know, further his rail damage. This is nuts.
Wow.
I'm going to move over to him. I want to see this domination firsthand.
We've got to see this from QHat's point of view.
Jeez, okay, I think he misses his first rail that we've actually seen. Of course, he's missed others, but, you know, a bit less prominently than, you know, on first-person spectate.
Yeah,
So
37% railgun. So it's far from the best we've seen him hit on this map. Not the 60s and 70s.
jeez.
But Stral can make himself pretty hard to hit. He does a nice bit of back and forward. Stral not happy with his rockets there at all. Oh, just rail after rail.
This
I
is
mean,
disgusting.
Rocket, but QHat. I mean, he doesn't even need to play the game. He just needs to hold forward and click occasionally. You know, hit these rail guns.
Christ, a minute and a half left. Struggling for the drop down. I mean, QHat was ultra strong shaft is gonna Took them apart there, and so, wow. It's actually going to be a pretty even stack, though, off the spawn with only 72 HP. Stral actually better from respawning, but not in a good spot. Of course, the scoreboard is 21-5 now. It's such a large difference, even for, you know, airwalk standards. It's, yeah, definitely going to be tough to contend with. 1 minute left. It's probably not going to happen, but you know, what an excellent showing from QHat here. Really pumping him up a lot. You know. Of course, I'm banking on him making through this my virtual silver stakes competition that we've been running in the Reflex AU Discord channel. So you want to get in your bets for tomorrow night's games?
If you haven't got in your bets, yeah, it's not too late. You can still bet on tomorrow's games. You can still go big, and probably out win the people like me. I've already lost some money, even though I've been putting money on lots of individual games. So yeah, there's definitely some opportunity to win. So yeah, that's a nice win for QHat there. I mean, we've seen some not so good, well rather some really strong hero work from Stral in the last few weeks. So I think QHat's going to be feeling nice and confident that he could win that.
Yeah, that's good. And of course, this is the losers bracket, but we are going into a best of 3. Due to it being the championships, it's going to be ruin. I mean, it's an opportunity for Stral to really make a comeback if you feel super comfortable. But I mean, again, like, all of these maps could have been picked by the other player, right? Like, QHat
I think it's likely that QHat picked Arrow and Stral picked this.
For sure, but I mean, QHat's not exactly uncomfortable on this either, you know?
Oh, yeah, by no means. I haven't really seen him play it that much. Stral actually calling this a real map over Aerowalk? I mean, I don't think he's a real CPMA player anymore.
Honestly,
I think
like,
he's given up that title.
He's not even on Zero's list. Like, if you're not on that, you really can't talk about CPMA. So shoutouts to Profanum and I, who are apparently the and JS3, who are the last 3 CPMAs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I'm not on that list.
That's a great
I've
list.
played CPMA at least twice, but
Ladies and gentlemen,
friendly serpent, I know. This is some great banter coming out in chat here.
Stral, the socially awkward and bullying serpent, perhaps. Yeah. There we go. All right, so we're gonna kick this game off.
No, peace equals all. Oh, I love it. Some UAE dude quotes coming out.
QHat, off the spawn, he's got a pretty good one, managing to grab the iron cannon and the rockets. It's pretty sick. The contention naturally, it seems to naturally come out over that other yellow armor in the center of the map, but I mean, QHat's got an awesome catch there. Some decent shaft, but I mean, okay, wow. So Stral coming in with the aggressive LG as well, but it seems to go in the favor of QHat. With some solid rocketing there. Wow, and there we go. So three frags in quick succession.
And we've got to watch QHat here
Yeah.
as he has just blown this game wide open in the first few seconds. The Mega Health's going to be up. QHat doesn't care. He knows he can pressure for more frags. And even though he kind of gets unlucky in these bounces, he's still in a... Well, until he dies there, he's still in position to get R8. Actually, off of the respawn, he's still in position to get R8.
Yeah.
And I think that was good knowledge of the map, because he knew, like, no matter where he respawned from where Stral was, he would always get RA because of how it was timed out. So that was a really aware play. A little bit next level.
Okay, look, we've seen a resurgence in the chat of all the real CPMAs. Thank you for standing up. Here we go. Oh wow. The iron cannon duel could have gone either way, but I mean, Strauss rocket to follow it up means he can secure the red, and so it's good. It's really coming down to like who switches, who combos better. Really, since each of these guys have such good finesse, and they've been displaying it on this map as well with like individual weapons. It's like either some sick rockets coming out, or more predominantly sick iron. But like Strauss seems to be comboing it just a little bit better, knows exactly when and where to position his rockets, making them happen a bit.
QHat knows exactly what Stral wants to do, and it's a really safe bet that if he's just dancing through that teleporter, he wants to actually double back like towards the mega jump pad. I think every time I've seen him do that, actually, he's come back through towards the mega.
Jeez.
Oh, and that rocket is sick. That really hurts Stral at such a bad time, because that's going to stop Stral being able to get away easily. or even if he picks it up, he's gonna die, and that's just mopping up armor that he can't take later. You know, when he needs it, when he actually respawns. Q-Hat not pushing in for the frag. I think obviously not realizing quite how low Stral was. But Stral, he's still railable. Q-Hat, he needs to chase this down. Oh, Stral able to pick up those health bubbles. This is going to mean the fight can potentially go much better in the favor of Stral, and it does. So the second you give Stral any stack, he can pull out a good rocket fight, right? This is his biggest strength against Q-Hat.
Jeez, and there we go. He's managed to get off a rail too. And just you said he's in a good spot now. He's not got the HP for it, but I mean he's still managing to hit these rails while being on the retreat. It's going to allow him to grab that mega. So we will be seeing the Iron Cannon fight here come out. Strauss stat getting significantly more depleted than Q-Hat's. But it's okay because he will manage to grab the yellow. He's able to fall back onto it. I think that's a pretty smart play, trying to eradicate a bit of Q-Hat and then, you know, back off onto where he can replenish.
I don't like that move from Q-Hat. He just dives right into the shaft there. I mean, he does get away faster.
What the hell? He shouldn't have won that.
And once he picked up the R8 and Stral had to walk into that room, he was in a fairly good position to win the LG fight. It was the drop where it was like dangerous territory. But yeah, just a weird play. Just weird. I don't know why he would take that risk in that situation like that. But I guess Q-Hat knows he can hit the ridiculous shaft at the end.
Yeah, like honestly, Q-Hat coming off that red had 36 HP, right? So like Stroud totally whiffed that.
I didn't realize Q-Hat was that low.
Yeah, he was super low, dude. So yeah, Q-Hat just really pulling it out when he needs it. But he's only gonna find himself with rails and okay, now Iron Cannon. So you know he's expended too much ammo doing some sick fragging action. He might actually have to take and consider his ammo count very briefly. Here we go, another sharp duel, but Stral on the jump pad manages to retort with a really good rocket. He's responding really well to these, you know, disadvantageous situations that he's in. But yeah, here we go. Q-Hat actually goes down for the longest, for the first time in a long while. There we are.
Yeah, neither player has any stack here. Q-Hat unfortunately stuck up on this back yellow armor. This means that he's not going to be able to get red. Stral, for some reason, hasn't taken up away, I guess prioritizing that red pickup. I think he should have known that he had the middle of the map shut down, but he just didn't want to take the risk of giving it away to Q-Hat, and Stral actually out-damaging with LG there. Q-Hat decides to hop across. He gives up that stack in terms of in exchange for position. Here comes Stral with an aggressive move. I think, yeah, he does well to not follow through too heavily with that, and that's kind of given Q-Hat an opportunity to get in position on this red armor. Here comes Stral with a really weird drop. I mean, that bounce is insane. I don't know quite how Q-Hat, you know, went that far, how that rocket really connected. But now it should be Q-Hat back in the driving seat of this match. Stral, he might try and play the game of delaying Q-Hat through the middle of the map. Q-Hat knows he doesn't want to take too long to get over to this red armor. Thankfully, he is able to get over there for free and pick it up. So Q-Hat actually with that red armor in a pretty good position. He's already in position on this YA, so he can shut down Stral if he tries to go for it. I mean, Stral won't try and go for it because Q-Hat's in too good of a position.
But yeah,
and Stral actually feeling the pressure driving him away from this way as well. He goes back in for it. Q-Hat doesn't get much damage, so that's just about all Stral could ask for, and Q-Hat's out of LG, out of rockets rather. He's going to have to use the LG as this fight comes out, but Q-Hat, the dominant LG player in this matchup, he had the biggest stack. You know, you're never going to win that fight pushing in like that.
It's like Amphi all over again, you know? But wow, there we go. Stral actually managing to get a frag. We should swap over to him, yeah? I don't know, how do you feel? Just call when you want swaps now.
Yeah, let's watch Stral for a little while. I got there eventually. It's been a long day of casting.
That's okay. And so yeah, Stral actually
Q-Hat
doing all right.
White's in a great position there to take that rail, but Stral knows this way is up to stack himself back up on. They're playing the peeking game here. A bit of Counter-Strike coming out actually.
God.
And yeah, Stral hears that Q-Hat swapped weapons. So Stral takes the perfect opportunity to cross them out. The problem is Q-Hat knew he could get onto red. They split a red armor for a yellow armor. Stral potentially could have hit stronger damage there with like the way Q-Hat dropped down. But Q-Hat dropped down in a fairly smart way. He made it hard. Stral's LG didn't connect, and now Stral has lost all of his armor, and it's Q-Hat in position on the side of the map with the wires coming out. Q-Hat needs to, start to push into the middle of the map. It's a good push. He does the nice movement up the bounce pad. Stral gets the red armor, but he should die. Stral gets away from here. That's really, really poor, actually, from Q-Hat. I mean, he got him so low.
Oh, wow, there we go. Star dropping down and landing a sick, that was finessing, really. The 180 degree aerial. Yeah, he's just hitting him. It's nice.
Yeah, again, that rail really wins him a lot coming towards the red armor. Again, we have this kind of situation, Q-Hat focusing on the YAs, Stral getting the RA. It's kind of the flip of what we've seen for most of the game. And Stral with some nice movement there to catch Q-Hat off guard in a bad position where he can't get away. Oh, Q-Hat, that's some sick damage. Even if he dies here, he's done a lot. And yeah, he wants to actually put the pressure down. Q-Hat dying there would have actually been pretty good because he probably would have spawned RA and taken that away. Instead, we're going to have both these guys meeting in the middle of the map. Cool. Q-Hat wants to put the pressure down. He can't pick up the frag though. So that's Stral tying up the game.
There we go. Quick trade though. Q-Hat bringing it back in his favor,
like,
but he's so low. Jeez, okay, wow. He somehow makes it out of that. How much HP was he on? He was on 29.
4 HP.
4?
He was
Then,
on 4
jeez.
HP.
Okay,
He
true.
picked up, 25 since then.
Far out.
Oh, the OG pressure from Stral is really, really smart.
There we go.
But
We've called
he
GG.
just runs into the rocket.
I don't know.
And yeah, that's...
Yeah, wow.
There we go. That's Q-Hat winning over Stral. 2-0. I think, yeah, every series so far today going 2-0.
God, look at the Rockets in this game. Amazing, mentally challenging. The amount of finesse and intelligence it requires is just beyond, plebeian comprehension. But there we go. I mean, Q-Hat. Now, I'll bring up the bracket for the boys,
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to see our very first game, Ultra and Profanum, the classic Australian Reflex matchup. The classic kind of Australian pro mode matchup, I guess, recently. That's going to be really close. Profanum has a lot to play for to, kind of beat Ultra. The loser of that's going to go down and play Q-Hat, which again is going to be a crazy match. Whoever he has to play, I mean, we've seen Profanum already beat him fairly convincingly. I think now we're in the loose bracket final. And, Q-Hat having a day from today to kind of prepare. Whoever Q-Hat comes up against, it's going to be a really close game. It's going to be crazy. And then we're going to finish off with a best-of-5 grand final.
Oh.
Holy shit. I can't wait, CTK.
It's going to be mad. Like, it seriously is. Haven't really had a best-of-5 in a while, of course. This is the, I've been kind of running these nightly cups. Actually, no, I take that back. We had best-of-3 format for the weekly cups, and then everyone just kind of vetoed best-of-5 anyway, and we just said fuck it and ran with it. So, I mean, look, another best-of-5. We've seen really cool series come out over the past 4 weeks. All the VODs are actually up if you guys do want to take a peek, but I would recommend only looking at Cup 4 because the other 3 were horrendous. And so, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Sydney. Yeah, look, all the times are on there. We're going to go live the same time, and we'll be seeing the tail end of these sick matchup where it gets, equally sick, way more loopy, and, we'll see who comes and takes the grand prize of 135 Australian dollars plus perhaps an angry droid head. I'm ZTK, and, yeah, from Phylum and I, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, hope to see you then. Thanks for watching, guys.